Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 200th episode of the Terminus podcast. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. And with me, we've got a smattering. An engineer, Nicholas Christensen, a fireman, Teachers Koshio, a horseman, Aiden Jansen, and a brakeman, that's Bender, and a special
Nothing
guest.
Else.
Yeah,
no,
definitely no other people.
No.
There is no
200.
tossing say.
200, baby!
Who'd have thought we'd do 200 episodes of this?
I know.
It's kind of nuts. What, TJ?
I said, what are we getting paid?
No.
Funny.
Not even me.
No.
Well, actually, I mean, if we want, we can split up all the AdSense revenue I get from this. I'd write you guys out a check, but the postage would cost more.
Yeah.
Just get some sponsors. Get like MeUndies or something.
Yeah. There we go. Bankman, what the hell are you doing? Anyway,
ready for the podcast.
Before the cat gets fed, the train will terminate at this station.
And we are in the sunny land of Japan at Shinjuku Station, one of the busiest in the world.
Bender, my friend, that was a great description of it.
I said don't acknowledge it, you people!
I'm from Japan.
Bender's a great Japan supporter.
I was in Japan
What,
recently.
did you not hear Bender describe where we are perfectly? Come on.
This is the worst podcast ever.
Oh, just you
This is and it's going to get so much worse. It is already 9 p.m. on a Saturday, or on a Sunday. I'm breaking the immersion. I want to go to sleep soon. But
that's not going to happen.
Also, I really want to say, just for my entire piece of local service, which I'm doing out of order because F everything at this point, being the president of a model railroad club is so much fun when the boomers just want to argue with each other.
Yep.
Anyway, BNSF did an oopsie whoopsie, and NS did the same thing. Yeah, Norfolk Southern on the 12th derailed at least 9 cars. We have no more information than that. And on the 20th, BNSF, they tried to make 2 trains share the same track. And
you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, they broke. It's not supposed to be like that. So, and that's the Class 1 Medal of Responsibility for these past weeks. KCS is still the current holder. That should surprise absolutely nobody. And they're probably going to hold it until they cease to exist as a corporation.
So I have a question.
What?
When KCS stops existing, does CPKCS get the mantle, or does it just go to the next person?
I'm going to say it just goes to the next person.
Yeah. Pretty much. Well, all that I did can be summed up in one word. Trees.
Ooh.
Trees. Smoke weed every day. So, is there... Are you... I mean, I appreciate the one-word explanation for the sake of brevity, but... Are these like HO scale trees? Is that what this is?
Yeah, they're exoscale pine trees.
Oh, okay.
I found 50 of them on eBay. I'm like, yoink.
Do you have a layout? Oh, yeah, you do have a layout, don't you?
I do. I will have one soon.
What happened?
Allegedly.
Didn't you buy one?
Yeah.
Is that the one that you will have soon?
No.
Oh, okay. What happened to the...
Okay, so that one is going to be used for bits and pieces, but then I acquired all that board, all those boards of wood, So now I can just start fresh and just do whatever I want to do. So I'm gonna end up putting those on instead of the railroad that I bought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so what are you going to do with the railroad that you bought?
I don't know.
Okay.
The roundhouse portion I'm reusing for mine.
I like the cycle
But
of
beyond that,
the Craigslist cycle of just like you buy something off the internet that you might want, and then you keep it for a while, and then you go, actually, I don't really want that, and then you sell it on the same platform, and it just goes around to like the next person who's going to own it for a couple of months, and then try to sell it.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's how my friend Kyle and I have been, trading models, basically. It's like, you got a lane, I got a lane, we're swap. And then, like, 3 months later, we're swap again.
That's what Carlos, Siebes and I do.
Yeah,
Is because we live basically next to each other,
yeah.
and the club is like on my way. Like he lives in between my house and where the club is, so we just share models. Like
Our models.
Yeah.
yeah, basically like we have what's called a carpool, and like you can just
Carpool.
run
Nice.
like whatever you want. So like if he's going to the club and he wants to run some of my stuff, I just give him the stuff. Like, you know.
Does your club have a thing where like can you leave stuff on the layout as a club member?
Yes, but we also have a module layout, so like only for like the 2 days it's operational.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys, so this would be like just at shows?
Yeah, I mean, at shows or when we like put the like sometimes we just put the layout stuff because we want to run trains. Like we'll just have like a closed house like weekend. It's like, hey, you guys want to run trains on like that weekend, and everyone's like, sure, we'll set up the layout. It's a very chillax system.
That's cool. Seems like a lot of setup and tear down these, or relatively speaking, but I'm spoiled, so what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be just whoever shows up, do what you know to do, but now they've like actually assigned like everyone has something to do, so setup and teardown has been cut by like 70%.
Awesome.
So instead of like taking a whole day to take down everything, it takes just like 2 hours now. And setup is pretty much the same. Instead of taking a day and a half for setup, it takes like half a day.
Nice. Need to get to Florida and see your situation.
Yes.
Which I have to work with the PN modular for this coming weekend, because as I will talk about a little bit more at the end of the show, I'm going to be at the Big E Saturday and Sunday. Gloria is going to be at the Big E Saturday and Sunday. TJ is going to be at the Big E on Sunday. I know that Matt wanted to come, but was unable to. But I think Vert's going to be there. I don't know exactly the details, but I know he asked if anyone was going to be there. So, I will be at the Providence Northern booth. Come visit. But other than that, I really haven't done much. I did some serious toll brinding this past Thursday. And I guess if it counts, I've been testing OpenTTD Extreme Edition. And I
was
am
about to say it.
Yeah, I am this close to writing a message to the guys who put together the NARS add-on pack, demanding an explanation for why the D16 is so OP.
Maybe we should bring it to Locomo Birds just to see why it's so OP.
It's not, though!
Locomotive versus only OpenTTD edition. Oh, wait,
that-
I mean, nothing's happening, right?
Yeah. But doing only 4 for rows would be fun. Anyway.
Yeah. I vibe with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can check out my progress on that. I probably won't be doing any progress tonight because of the setup for this podcast taking, the evening. But has anyone else done anything more interesting?
Okay, so what I've actually done since the last time I've been on the podcast is been foaming.
Well,
Yes.
Homer.
I saw a train. Can you believe it, guys?
choo
A
choo.
train.
Just a
In
week away.
the images sent in the Terminus podcast. But what's arguably cooler is I saw Michael, or Shortline, depending on how you know him.
Nice.
Yeah, he was in Miami, so we met up.
Nice.
We caught the port local, or more so, I caught the tail end and he caught the whole thing.
Nice.
Um,
Sounds about right.
and I guess also since last time, I went to go see the little modular, not modular, but like, they have an O-scale layout they set up at the mall for Christmas. What's this chat called? The Terminus podcast. And so I went to go see the layout. It's a nice O-scale layout. It's all Christmas themed because it's Christmas.
Right.
And they don't really care too much about prototypicality.
Those coaches are so stubby.
Yeah.
That's
Those are tiny.
You gotta love O-scale stuff.
Yeah. Actually, because it's been so long I've been on the podcast, I've seen 2 trains.
Whoa.
I know.
Wow.
No way.
But what's really special about the second train is the image it's sending here of one of the trailing engines. It's a GP40, number 415. But that's not what's interesting about it. What's interesting is that the paint is so faded that you can actually see the original paint scheme showing through.
You can see the top of the Hurricane logo.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Which, incidentally, when are you going to use that logo I made you?
It is currently being used for the Terminus podcast, episode 193, the Departure podcast.
That's fair. The Departure podcast group. This is cool. We don't have anything clapped out since Orange Plague took over. Everything looks too nice and orange.
Yeah, most
Meanwhile,
things
out
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, most things here are either extremely literally paint, you can't even here. This is one of the nicer dirty units. You can at least see where it says Florida. But some of them it's literally so faded. The side of the engine is just gray. There is no lighting or anything like that. They've had to stencil on the numbers on the side of the engine. So some of them are due for a wash or a repaint.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the same way out here. One of our engines is trying to repaint itself back into SP number and all.
East says the locomotives need a wash and the monkey's paw curls.
Yeah.
The Hurricane. Oops. I just dropped a wire on the floor.
Oops.
Oops. But, has anyone else seen any trains?
I've seen trains.
Have you?
Bender has seen quite a few trains.
So, the other day, I got a message from Milky, which said, and I'm assuming this is a snippet from a Facebook.
Yeah, it
post
was the
somewhere.
Facebook group, Northwest Rail Fans, I think, or whatever.
So, the St. Mary's River Road has been running out here since the Milwaukee died.
Yeah.
It was set up by Potlatch, actually, to just shuffle logs up and down. It used to run up to Avery, but the Forest Service shut that down. So it runs between St. Mary's and Plummer and between St. Mary's and Boble. But mainly just the main line now. The branch has been long since dead.
Yep.
I got... The post is very short, and it just says that they might be scrapping one of their GP9s.
And everything else in that yard.
Presumably.
Presumably. There's no confirmation. It's just...
ostensibly, they're scrapping everything. So I got out there, and I took a bunch of pictures, probably around 100 pictures.
Yeah.
I posted them all the other day on the server. I'm just going to give you a link to them because there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you could post the highlights. I don't know what you want me to pull up.
I'll post the highlights. So there was quite a few things to see at the yard. I've been here before. Not much to say about that. So, but this is the first time I've been there and really, gone around everything. So,
Yeah.
I suppose the first thing to note is this, which is this is a log car you don't see anywhere else, I think, except for was it Chehalis Western, if I'm pronouncing that right?
Yep.
I think they have some of these, but the STMA, this is a custom-built Milwaukee log car.
Milwaukee?
And
Yeah.
the STMA had 300 of these.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They scrapped them all back in the day for about 3,000 apiece. 2 officially were saved, but you can still find hulks of them around in places. And some of them have been converted for other uses. But this is particularly one of them. Still has a knuckle on it. It's just kind of vibing.
Oh, the Milwaukee Row.
While I was there, I also made sure to kind of get all the numbers on the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you took a lot of freaking pictures. Like, and I'm not trying to say that to be, like, disdainful. It's very impressive that you, like, documented this so thoroughly.
It's like when I went to Seashore and took photos of everything because I could just walk around everywhere.
Mm-hmm. When somebody says, and everything else is being scrapped, you don't take chances.
Yeah.
I suppose the other thing is, it's not a very good picture, but I'll just take the latter half of it. This might be a bit long. A bunk car.
Bunk.
It used to be a baggage car. There's also a UP bunk car in the yard, but that is a Milwaukee Road baggage car. This thing, you can't tell it's Milwaukee for one very good reason. That's because all the paint is gone. On the left side, there's like streaks of yellow paint, and on the right side, there's a very faded road.
Road.
It's not the Milwaukee Road. It's just
the road.
Road.
Yeah. Well.
It's a very crummy picture because my phone isn't exactly the greatest, but
it's clearly the Union Pacific Road.
It's better than not having anything.
I was out there with my dad, and we do some foaming, and the stairs in the UP bunk car were down, and we just kind of went underneath the door. So
yeah,
there's the inside of a bunk car. I didn't go any further than that.
You mean your drone didn't?
Your drone.
My drone did not go any further than that. Yes,
of course.
I deployed the drone.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Is this like like you said it was like an active road or whatever, but like did you get permission to walk on the property, or is this just they don't care enough?
This is so the STMA yard. I'll get you a sky view from maps. This is on the very fringe of the yard. The STMA does not run very often at all. They run as much as UP switches out the mill.
Yeah,
and this is equipment that hasn't moved in years. To put that into perspective, so
probably the most recent thing that moved was those McLeod cars when they got moved there.
Yeah, well, not even that. Okay, they are the most recent thing that has moved because they had to. In a picture that I haven't pulled up, they got 4 diesels, one of which is also from the McLeod, and they had to shove the passenger cars back a bit.
Oh, okay.
But here's a picture of the yard. I was on the very northern part where the road is. Railroad.
Yeah, the storage track that everyone has. TM.
Yep. There used to be a roundhouse here. It's not there anymore, obviously.
Ooh, I love the 2009 quality on this.
I know, it's fantastic. Another highlight was the bay window caboose. You don't see those around anymore. It's authentic. Yeah. There's another tender flanger. I've been inside one that's abandoned in Potlatch. Very cool. Very cool things.
I like that everything is exactly how it is laid out on the image as it is in your photos.
That's what I mean. This stuff hasn't moved in years. There were people there, and they were working on a track in front of the switcher, 502. And I'm assuming they were fixing a broken rail or something.
Probably.
They kind of stared at us, but they didn't really seem to care. And
that happens.
They probably aren't paid enough to care.
Yeah,
the closest I went to anything was a couple of box cars in the back that Milky pointed out to me.
Yeah.
And that was because, yeah.
I saw them
Um,
from a distant shot that you had taken. I'm like, oh, those are neat.
So this is the thing I enjoy most in the art, aside from the crane that's next to it. This is a one-of-a-kind, unique snowplow built by the Milwaukee. It's colloquially referred to as the potlatch plow because it ran up and down the branch
Oh, that's
from here.
cute.
It's rib-sided, it's tall, the things extend out, and it has the light off of an electric locomotive for whatever reason.
Yes.
The only picture I have of it outside of this region is in Tacoma.
Which is where it was made, I assume?
Either it was made there, or in the Milwaukee shops, or something. They did something. For all I know, they built it out of a boxcar.
Interesting.
Another cool thing is, and this is probably where I'll mainly end it, because there isn't too much else to talk about. Although I suppose I'll post a picture of a couple more things. So there's this, which is a crane. It's diesel powered, and I didn't really get a very good side shot of it, so I'll pull one up off the interwebs.
The interwebs. Yeah, it's a very nice collection of stuff here.
Here's the thing. The number is very faded now, but it's X12 apparently.
Okay.
It used to have.
I mean, yeah, you can kind of tell in your photo that it's it.
MW.
If you're trying to find it, yeah.
I'm not actually sure if they ever used it in the history of this railroad. It's moved, and Noki also pointed out to me in a very funny picture that they derailed some well cars at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some well cars, some storage, and if you go to the white spot on Google, you can spot where they derailed them.
Oh no!
Almost into the river.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell did you guys do?
It's made by I don't know the date on it, but it was made by Industrial Works in Bay City, Michigan.
I think there was something 27 on there. That may be a repair date or whatever.
Maybe I've noticed
like
with
12,
this,
27,
they took
78.
They took stencils and they just stenciled their name on everything. I don't know why. I don't know why they had to do that. But
that's how you do it.
There was some other very cool stuff. Since it's open, right? Kinda sent my drone into it.
Yeah, you're not the one breaking, but you are the one putting your drone into it. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I've been
allegedly. Yeah, we don't actually know this Bender person.
My name is Rodriguez Bender Unit.
My name is Jeff.
Bender Bending Rodriguez.
Bender Bending Rodriguez.
I was also. This thing is. When you really lose the scale of these things when you're not near them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a very tall climb here. Here are the pictures my drone got of the inside. It's diesel powered. It's got this cool steampunk stuff going on. A ton of levers. The view out from the front is broken glass, but that's whatever.
Well, you know.
That's typical for this kind of thing.
It's very cool. I don't think many other people can say they've sent their drone into a.
Yeah, no. It is very cool.
It's like a cylinder into a M&M's tube.
Yeah.
I like the third picture here of the inner workings. It looks like they're on fire.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a fire going on in there.
It does.
He says it's diesel powered, but he means it's diesel like fuel powered. It's actually still steam powered.
Yeah.
No, it's just on fire.
I suppose the last few pictures here, we got this, which is random stuff. You can kind of see the boxcars.
Random junk.
I see a head gasket, I think.
This is just random junk from the railroad. I'm assuming this is all from the engines.
TJ, we can save those for when you buy a Subaru.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
There's some suspension parts back there too.
Nice.
So this is also.
We're gonna build a Subaru that's also has a crane attachment.
So it's gonna be Ella swapped with locomotive suspensions.
That's my own crummy photo, but I can probably get a better one. I found one earlier. So what
EMD
the-
swapped.
Yeah, so here's a better picture of from real pictures of the other side of one of these. What they were much better on the other side.
Oh,
These
yeah,
are
God.
outside braced wooden boxcars that have been sitting here for decades, and they're
Oh,
just
man.
using them as storage now.
I know a guy who would love to dump one of these off of a barge bridge into the Lake
God
Champlain.
damn it.
And by a guy, I mean the Rutland Railroad.
These are really cool to see because you really don't see these anymore ever.
Yeah, the outside brace boxcars are my favorite. They have character.
Yeah, they're
And
very
it's,
cool.
There's this caboose, which is also in Saint Marie, but this isn't a part of the railroad. This is a display. As far as I know, this is not a Milwaukee caboose.
No.
The castings on the trucks are NP 1942, so make of that what you will.
Yeah.
I also, while I was there, I took a lot of pictures of the inside of it, and I guess I'll grab the cool ones of those.
You mean your drone?
No,
Yeah.
this one I could actually walk into. This is public. It
Yeah.
had a very slippery ramp on the other side. It was kind of safer to actually walk onto the caboose.
Sounds about right.
There's this weird junk in it. There's this searchlight signal head for whatever reason. It's a motor. There's this plate that says, and I'm just going to read it. Cupola is for use of employees only. Others are forbidden its use, which means the railroad knew some stuff was going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I blame Dean for this, but for some reason there was Bass Pro Shops in it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blame Dean for it being off limits.
No.
Nah.
Listen, listen.
there's-
We talk about the pyramid so much on this podcast, which admittedly has nothing to do with it and should never have anything to do with it, that I have to bring up this connecting piece of information now, which is that one of the Egyptian gods is said to rule over the kingdom of Memphis. So just related, I guess.
Here's a vertical shot of the inside of the caboose. It's not the best, but you can at least go inside of it.
Yeah.
And obscured from view here is like the last picture I took. Also, there's a bathroom. It's this
Bruh.
brake apply handle. I tried moving it. It didn't move. Well, it tried to, but
Did the brakes
There's
were the
notches in
brakes
it.
applied?
I hope so.
Yeah, suddenly the caboose starts like rolling away, and you just hear screams from inside.
So there was also, you can see it, I think, in one of the pictures. There's a cool, short little semaphore. And
Yeah.
these doors aren't locked, and I opened it up, and I'm going to spoiler this image like I did.
Allegedly.
Because, actually, I can't spoil everything, like, whatever. You can see the inner workings. You can also see why you don't open these in the summer, ever.
Yep.
There is one of these in my town, on the ground, and I don't want to go near it. They get in there.
Wait, what?
Um,
What am I missing?
Bees.
the wasp nest?
Look at. There's a.
Oh,
there's a
it's at
ton
the
of them.
top. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was one on the door as well. You do not open
Yeah.
these under any circumstances during the
I
summer.
went into a baggage store in the middle of winter that also had that on the top, and I'm like, oh.
There was
Okay.
some on the flangers. Like it's not good.
Yeah.
Bees.
There's also, if
Mhm.
you haven't noticed, there's a canoe underneath the caboose. For some
Yes.
reason. And that's,
You know,
that's
they're
it.
they're prepared for everything.
I'll get a picture of the locomotives that were also there as well. I'm not.
You know what the caboose doesn't have?
Hmm.
A ram bow.
I mean, it has a ram ramp.
A
Wait.
ram ranch.
Hold on. No. Not that.
Here, so here's the last couple of pictures. There is, I got a few pictures of the locomotives that were out there as well, and I guess one of the depot as well from the side, because the depot is used as the STMA's headquarters. So here we
Oh.
have the few pictures. They got 4 locomotives recently, and I'll go grab another one of the McLeod passenger cars.
The G B40s that everyone has from UP now. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm assuming these are B40-8s that
Yep.
they randomly got. They got 3 of those, and they also have this McLeod River SD-38. And my suspicion is, if they're not scrapping the locomotive, they're 102. They're taking the parts out of it, and they're probably just replacing all the motive power with these whenever they get them running.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. That's what they did on Albany and Eastern with theirs.
The reason why I'm on the edge of them, the reason why I'm saying they're not scrapping it, although I have no better reason to, I don't know these people, I don't have the inside information, is because those McLeod passenger cars have been sitting there since 2012.
Ah.
They haven't done anything. They arrived on the property and sat there.
Look at one of the photos with Shasta.
Yeah.
There's Shasta, and I think I took the picture of the other one, which is Siskiyou.
Yeah, they all had
most of them had
Northern
names.
California themed names.
I think one of them there might not have names. One of these is a dance car.
Everybody dance now.
But yeah,
we
so
them and want them on the branch and gobbles.
To give you a little context as to why these are here, first of all, the company that owns this railroad also owns a lot of other companies like the Nevada Northern and the McLeod River and a couple of others. But Potlatch sold the railroad in like 2010, 2012 because they were switching to trucks, which is why the branch fell out of use. And there was a supposed operation, as far as I know, this is all just like speculation of various little bits of information that I could even find on the internet. They were going to use these as like a tourist kind of thing because they stopped the abandonment process on the branch, which is beautiful. But nothing ever came to fruition. For as far as I know, it would be expensive to put HEP in a GP9.
I've seen this one before.
Yeah. They didn't get the HEP cars that were used with the McLeod River. They only got these. I don't know why. I mean, same company, but same owners anyway. But yeah, that's this. A lot of cool stuff there. Everything here, and there was a lot more to see. Just about everything on property, except for some of the buildings and the new locomotives and the passenger cars and all the modern freight stock, is ex-Milwaukee. Everything here, the roadbed, the depot, down to the rails, is probably all from the Milwaukee Road when they left in 1980. And nothing has changed. And as far as I know, a lot of this equipment they had here wasn't abandoned. They had to buy it. Well, maybe not the freight cars. I know they had to buy the locomotives.
Yeah.
But it's
Milwaukee probably had surplus of freight cars and knew they were going out of town.
They've been running with 5 locomotives and 2 caboose since 1980, so about 50 years, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Railroad doesn't seem to be dying yet, but it's probably getting there.
It's not dead yet.
All they do these days, and I know this can't be cheap, they run from Plummer to St. Marie, or vice versa, and they take finished lumber products from the mill in St. Marie to Plummer to interchange there with UP at another mill, where UP then takes it to their main line in Spokane. And that's it.
Yeah.
They have a lot of expensive infrastructure. They had a bridge collapse roughly 10 years ago. Ooh. They fixed that, and if I can find a picture of it, which is probably in here somewhere, it's the cool wooden bridge over Benoit Lake. And what they had to do was they had to patch it, and it's this very interesting scene where you have this old 100-year-old wooden trestle being patched with metal.
Yep.
And a truss in the middle there somewhere, and the rest of it is still just wood. It's kicking on as if it never left the Milwaukee. The only other thing to note in that case is the fact they also run over what was once one of the tallest bridges in the world when it was built. Which, this stuff can't be cheap, and I'm not sure they even get a return, but they must. They're still running.
Yeah. That one customer must be the best customer ever.
It's Potlatch. They have to ship by rail even then. It's all cool stuff, and I encourage anybody to go and check this out with permission, probably. then again, I have no idea who to contact in the first place because
Yeah.
the owners of this railroad do not have the greatest website
No.
That
and
doesn't
has
surprise
like
me.
contact
They usually
information
have a
for
website.
they have like contact information for 2 people,
Yep.
and they're not the people who run this railroad, probably.
Well, they're the 2 people that can tell you who does.
Maybe.
Exactly. It's generally very cool out here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something. I have a thought. Okay.
Yes.
Because are we all wrapped up with this section? Because you know.
Yeah.
I would say I'm done. There's not much more to
I
talk
didn't show
about.
this picture of the bridge. My bad.
With
Does TJ have anything to add?
Nope.
Yep.
Jordan tweet.
Shall we move on then?
Yeah, hang on. I'm looking for something. Well, yeah. I guess it's episode 200, so we should move on to
Locomotive Royale.
the only time that
Yes.
Tyler has ever been excited for Locomotive Royale.
Because
Yeah.
I get to paint you with it.
Surprise!
Hello,
Surprise,
Internet.
motherfucker.
I am here.
All right.
Bender's here.
I exist.
I'm
I-
actually hosting this time around because we decided Ella should play.
Yeah. Do you have your standard
Do we have a
issue
theme?
1 minute hourglass timers?
I do not actually.
L.
That's okay.
But you know what I do have?
What?
Oh, no.
It's called a phone.
Nah,
Oh.
worthless.
Hold on,
It
real
has
quick.
a timer on it.
No.
One final thing. I found a cool picture. It's a X12 in actual service when it looked a lot better.
Okay.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
So
Why is it brass? They forgot to paint it. Damn it.
The brass steam locomotive. It's real.
CB&Q moment.
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
will please get to the scorecard, which
Oh,
I cannot post in.
You cannot vote. I should probably let you back in, so that you can see the photos. Because I think we should do 440s in honor of the D16 being a pain in my butt.
Okay,
I agree.
Oh boy.
one for teens.
You know what
I
this
think it
means,
would
right?
be-
I can bring a 113 if
Oh,
you do
God
that.
damn it!
I think we can still bring all 113s.
I'm not
With
doing
that
that.
If we do the British as well.
Okay, well, I guess I'll whip out.
I'm gonna whip it out.
I will not
Yeah.
be bringing a 113. Thank you.
Oh wait, these have a stat page. Oh,
I'm trying to find a photo of the locomotive I'd like to bring.
Yeah.
Milky, you should bring a cookie.
They don't have a complete stat page for these. Are you freaking kidding me?
Aw, damn, there's no snap page for
Yeah.
the 15
Oh my God.
page 440s.
Oh my
I'm
god!
disappointed.
Oh my god! I found mine.
Oh no.
Thank God for the Rhode Island Railroad site.
no.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, Tyler. It's not what you're expecting.
Oh no, it better not be the effing Nason.
No, it's not the Nason.
Wait,
I.
what the fuck is this?
This is
Oh,
the
Jimmy.
New York, New Haven, and Hartford Class A2.
I hate this.
It's very tall.
I hate this. Ellis,
I know.
I need to look
why
what
did you
this
bring
is.
this into my house?
Because I wanted. This thing has certain qualifications which made it something
Oh
that I
my
wanted to
God.
bring.
Hey, wait a second.
You mean
Can-
it sucks?
Ellis, does this count as a 440?
Why are there
No,
technicalities? No. No, the Holman Horror does not count as a 440.
East, why?
Yes.
What the?
Maybe I'll go try to find a better one, but let's see. Let me
I like how
that's
there's a
scroll this
440
page.
and like the 7th image is Jimmy.
Of course it is.
Oh wait, that's right. That has the stat page.
I have another question. Does this count as a quote 440.
No. This is an 0440.
Well, it still has 440 in the name.
Oh, wait.
We're
I
going by
could
locomotive designations, not what shows up when you hit Control F.
This scorecard is whack. Wow.
You know, though,
You're
if somebody
whack.
can get a good Farney stat sheet? Question mark?
That's not a 440.
Look, I don't want to do 440s, but that's what you're going for, so bend the rules here, people.
No.
Bending the rules.
Wait, where the hell is... Does it not have a stat page? Okay, that's sad. Because I almost bought one that would have been mad funny, but it does not exist.
Speaking of 440s, that would have been fun to bring.
I mean, yeah, someone could bring 999. Also, this...
Hi, Todd.
Uno
Is there a
zero.
440 cookie?
The Cook made 440s, but there wasn't a 440 for the South Park made by Cook.
F.
There was a 440 made by Dawson and Bailey, I think? Or is that National at that time? It's one of the two.
Oh, man,
That thing
this
is a weird creature.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
why is this thing that's so bad? Oh, it's 3 foot.
Wait, what is this?
It's
It's
free.
547. Does this have a page? I don't think this has a page.
USA. Okay, I don't think the FEC ones are in.
What?
I would be more than surprised if they were on the stand in the here. No,
What?
they're not.
Okay.
This lies. This lies.
So we
I
have...
need to add this to the dossier in the future. On Steam
What?
Locomotive, these are
Two-
listed as being Schenectady built. But this is a Rhode Island Locomotive Works product.
Oh, God.
L.
Not the locomotive I'm looking at, a different locomotive.
So we have two New Haven
Slightly newer.
Americans now, question mark?
Somebody should bring the Bachman Richmond 440.
Oh, hey, I found my own Rhode Island 440.
Oh, I mean, I thought about bringing another iconic 04 or
Oh, the
440.
General.
No, the Governor Stafford, but that name doesn't have any stats.
That's unfortunate.
Is
Yeah,
it
we have
just on there?
Governor Stanford, General Daniel Mason. How did I forget? Oh, you're still
Please,
all wet.
nobody
Oh my
bring
god.
whatever the BRBNL has. Or, no,
Lafayette is soaked.
BMP.
I might
Oh,
legitimately have to go with
actually,
130.
hold on. I just had an idea.
My mind is blanking on what locomotives to use here because
Yeah,
Yes.
the other issue is if I find a good engine, can I on Earth find a picture for it?
Yeah, that's another problem.
Because, like, a lot of the engines that aren't preserved don't have pictures readily available.
It's true if I don't look at the right one.
Oh, holy ooh. Oh, it doesn't have those stats. That's sad.
Someone should be someone should just bring Eureka.
I thought about that, but Eureka doesn't have a stat page.
Oh damn, that's
I
right.
was
you did dig
curious and looked, and Yosemite Valley 22 and 23 have a page, but it's missing stuff.
Yeah.
Big
That's the
sad.
issue. Nobody likes 10-wheeler or 8-wheelers.
Holy shit.
What is this?
Americans are not.
Wait, what does this stand for, TJ?
The New York Providence in Boston.
Oh, New York Providence, Boston. Oh, okay.
Which became part of New Haven.
Yeah.
Yep.
As did
Aha,
everything over here.
I think I have my engine. I
Okay.
have no idea if it's good or not, but
Oh no.
it looks absolutely horrible. Like, it is disgusting.
Okay.
I feel bad for the person who has... There is an individual who has begun commenting on all these episodes when the news starts. Buckle up, dude. It's going to be a while. But I acknowledge you, and I appreciate it, and I pin that comment every time. Come here. Come here.
What's this thing?
Oh my
Oh, it's
goodness.
so
I
good.
don't know what this thing is, but it's a freak of nature, and I kind of
Do it.
want to use
Do it.
it.
My thing is
Okay.
a freak of nature as well. I'm
It's something that
oh
exists, and I don't know how I feel about it, but
Yes.
we ball. We ball.
What is? Oh no.
I just found out about this.
East, what's going on with this thing?
I don't know.
Why does it
I don't know if
seem
there's any
so?
photos of this obscene thing.
Why does
I
it,
call driver wheelbase.
why does it seem so
Or, sorry,
wrong?
engine wheelbase.
I
Well,
It's
don't
got a
know
massive gap there.
Why is it
Why
the
is
longer I look at it, the worse it gets?
I don't know.
Why does it look like the cab door is made of paper?
It
Okay,
only gets worse the longer you look at it.
Oh wait, is that what it is? That's
Okay,
what it is. Holy shit.
Oh no.
Okay.
Alright, we've got 3 out of 5.
Where's the Royale dog?
It's on the Terminus dock. It says the new scorecard underneath the Locomotive Versus thing.
Milky?
I'm sorry, I was going to bring something very sensible, but I found this.
Milky,
no.
Milky.
Please send it.
I
need
was
to
on the
know.
internet and I found this.
Exactly. This is what Milky is doing tonight. He's pulling a Jeremy Clarkson.
This is brilliant. But I like this.
What?
Oh, that.
Oh, the outside frame.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Well,
Milky?
you don't realize.
What is going on here? Why do the
It's
cylinders
balanced.
look like that? This
There's
is
4
balanced.
cylinders.
this is incredibly sus.
Milky.
I am simply just trying to verify if this thing has a page.
Oh my god, Milky! It's
I don't
a 4
like
cylinder.
this.
Is this a compound?
I don't
Yeah.
like this.
It's
No,
a
it's
4
simple.
cylinder. It's 4 cylinders, yeah. But
It's
it's
4
simple.
cylinders simple.
Jesus.
I hate this.
Evaporative seating surface divided by cylinder volume.
You found like the locust of railroads.
This thing actually has a surprising amount of photos.
This thing only has 1.
Yeah.
That
And it's
doesn't-
not even a photo, it's a
this is
drawing.
not a photo.
Oh,
I need to like read up on what Steam Locomotive says about it.
you know what? The thing I wanted to bring has a stat page, but it's not great.
It's okay, man. Mine is not either.
It doesn't have
Mine is
evaporative heating
complete.
surface.
Oh, that's
Oh,
concerning.
whip.
Hey, you don't need that.
It's beautiful. Oh, crap.
You know what?
this thing has
When did
pretty
Alco form?
1901.
1901.
Cylinder.
Okay, that explains it. All of the entries on the New Haven page on Steam Locomotive, all of the entries on the New Haven page that came from the Rhode Island Locomotive Works after the merger are listed as Schenectady. Which is annoying. Because I have photos of them coming out of the Rhode Island Locomotive Works. So I know they didn't
Bruh.
come from Schenectady.
Okay, so you're just gonna have to shout at Steve later.
I will include it in the next dossier, but I need to continue the back and forth about getting the SX engines online.
Brenda, send your photo.
Especially,
Uh,
especially if the especially if I get a second response from the retail director at Essex, because I already got one which said I will take a look at this,
How can
which
you
means
calculate...
that we're going to need to start putting together some stat cards for the Valley
How can
Railroad,
you...
and possibly dig up stats for Howard Pingus's 262.
You know, this thing has most of this stuff. I'm gonna use it for the meme because I have a great picture. Don't use this one that I'm sending. So, yeah.
Aww,
That's adorable.
it's cute.
Why is it so
I almost
long?
went with an
It's
SP
Paris.
E23.
Why is it so
but-
long?
Yes.
yeah.
Anyway,
Why is it so long?
I'll link this stuff in a
That's
minute.
what she said.
I just need to go get the picture of
Not
it
to
that I
you.
want to use.
Alrighty.
That's what they might have said.
All right, we ready. We ball.
Yes.
We ball. Yeah.
Oh god, this is going to be a
Round one.
catastrophe. Yeah, round one. All right,
Ellis,
actually,
right.
choose your card.
yeah. Let me make a stat card for this.
No.
By the way, just so that there may be secret machinations going on with regard to the 3/4 of an idiot, and we might have a stat card to make, a trading card to make, but that's beside the point.
Oh no.
I
But-
await the ping.
Yeah,
Are you
no,
going to do the round of the RGS in 1939
I
when
can
they
share-
couldn't get through the snow?
I can share no further.
Can you use this picture, please, of the engine?
I can share no further, and I
Ooh.
can answer no questions. Only that, sure, no.
There you go.
Why did
Good
it say,
chunk
oh,
in vain. This is like the SP putting CP Huntington next to everything under the sun.
Just hope the drawbar doesn't break.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
I think it was like rip the boiler in two.
Let's get to the
to
game.
show you the
Yeah,
power of
to the
flex
game,
tape.
to the game. Yeah.
Okay, what is my stat
We're an hour and a
called, huh?
half into the podcast. Let's start the yeah.
Let's start the podcast.
Yeah.
Alright, and time
Hello,
is
everyone,
going.
welcome to-
I have
Terminus
lost
podcast.
I have lost which one of these columns is me.
That's the only problem with 440s.
Unsurprisingly, the New Haven had a lot of different 440s. Let's look at something. Let's go with driver diameter.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna start
Driver
with driver
diameter.
diameter.
Outstanding move.
Gonna go ask for vetoes or
Oh,
Vetoes once, twice, 3 times.
okay.
sold
Go.
for the highest bidder.
Driver diameter is
Nice.
78 inches.
I have 63.
63.
Oh shoot, I should have made popcorn for this.
Popcorn would be
Wait, I
very
can
good
get
for
that
this.
started. I could get this started.
Oh,
Nice.
Alright, 72, 69.
oh, nice.
69.
Oh, nice.
Arguably a pretty close race.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
Ellis
I
gets
got
5 points.
photos of everyone.
TJ gets 4. East gets 3. Milky gets 2. Bender gets 1. On to Milky's call.
Ellis has the largest diameters when his engine diameter is larger than his cab.
Yes.
Driver
Can
diameter.
anyone guess what I'm going to call? Just based on the oddity that is my damn
Yeah,
engine.
cylinder something.
Okay, boys. What is your... Where the hell is it? I can't even find it. High pressure cylinders.
Alrighty.
To the
Vetoes
funky page.
going once.
Yeah, I'm gonna veto that.
Okay, veto
Aw,
from Ellis.
I'm
Aw.
sorry,
that's
but
so
I'm sorry, but I have
fun.
to. I'm sorry, but I have to. Is yours listed as 4, Milky?
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Veto from
Okay,
Ellis.
I will use it again.
But his cylinders are so small, I don't know if he would actually get first or not.
Alright.
Doesn't matter, have 4.
Yeah, but here's the issue. I'm pretty sure I would get last.
Oh, L.
That's
why.
I mean, you've got pretty
Okay.
chunky cylinders.
Alright.
Okay, a proper heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
What are you doing? Committing suicide?
Yes.
Going once. Twice. 3
Veto.
times.
Oh, veto from
Okay,
Bender.
veto from Bender.
I don't have that stat. I can't.
Oh my God. You don't have a backward heating surface. That's right.
Yeah. I'm killing
Okay.
everyone by accident. Fantastic.
Alright.
Damn it!
Okay.
I would have won
3.
that one. I bet.
He probably would have.
Okay. You know what? What's your engine wheelbase, guys?
Okay, vetoes. Once. Twice. 3 times.
Yay!
All right,
Engine wheelbase, go.
I get the participate.
22.75.
Painful.
Okay, mine is 22.67.
Oh, you son of a gun!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mine is 21.
21?
Seriously?
21
Wow.
dead.
All right.
All right, mine is probably the largest here at 25 or 24.25.
Oof.
That's substantial, yeah.
23.29.
TJ, you need to put
Yep.
yours in.
TJ.
Your engine wheelbase. There you
TJ.
go.
Small.
Yeah.
All right. So TJ, unsurprisingly, gets 5 points. Milky with 4. L is free. Bender 2. East 1. Pretty good call by Milky there.
Yep.
All right, TJ.
Okay. Overall wheelbase.
Ooh, overall
Okay.
wheelbase.
Overall wheelbase. Any vetoes?
We're all wheelbase.
1,
Ooh.
2.
This is gonna be even more painful.
Let me actually go find
Yes.
overall wheelbase.
Okay.
It's
overall
funny because I
wheelbase.
don't know what my tender looks like. So
Yeah.
You could have a
47.52.
coast to coast.
Yeah.
Putting a coast to coast on
My-
a foe.
okay, so my overall wheelbase is the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, man.
42.
Perfect.
Tiny tender.
I'm 46.
Ooh.
Damn, TJ, you got
Alright.
older.
52 and a half.
Ooh.
Back in
Whoa.
my day, it's 45.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, East.
All right, time
Milky
to get a
gets-
5 on my own call.
Yeah, hopefully.
Milky got a 5 out of this.
Yeah, Milky got 5. TJ only got 3 out of it. Bender got 4. LSU got 2.
Yep.
And Rip East.
I'll take a not
Yeah.
last.
Stat. Gib.
All right, let's do combined heating surface.
Alrighty.
Combined heating
Vetoes.
surface. Oh boy.
Going once. Twice. 3. Combined heating surface?
Combined heating surface. Well, I know someone who doesn't have it.
L.
Ooh.
Wouldn't be me.
Fine.
Yeah. 1563 for me.
Alright. 1029.
Yep, 1029 for me.
The popcorn is popping.
The popcorn is.
No way you actually put popcorn in.
I did.
Ooh, L. L.
Oh,
TJ,
break-
TJ did the
L.
copy paste.
TJ. TJ.
Whoa, look at that.
Don't break the formatting today, please.
can I copy the... What am I going to do the combined heating surface from that Challenger?
No. No.
Combined heating surface, yes.
I would
1841.
Okay. And
0.
0.
No, you just gotta leave it blank. You
Yay.
gotta leave it blank.
Oh, is it just blank? Okay.
Yeah, it'll
I
mess
can
with the
remember.
formula if you don't.
I
Okay.
still lose either way.
East gets 5. Ellis gets 4.
That's easy.
TJ free. Milk 2. And Bender with nothing somehow gets 1.
L.
So, Bender, what is your stat?
Yes.
Evaporative heating surface.
Clearly.
Do it.
Oh no.
Wow, these are all terrible.
Can't believe they have two.
Minimum wage of
Bender
rail.
be like, gauge.
Minimum weight of whale. Oh, no.
Oh no.
This is not going to go well.
Minimum weight of rail. Tyler's getting popcorn, I bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, going once, going twice. All right, minimum weight of rail.
Gold.
Where's my minimum weight of rail? I'm not used to finding these things on the stat sheet. All right, there we go. 70.
Wow.
70.
You chonker.
Oh no,
More
I don't
than
want to be a
one.
chonker. Milky, what?
Yes. Yes.
41?
Yes. That is in fact my minimum weight of whale.
I don't. Okay.
I was
TJ?
built out of pure alcoholism, probably.
Minimum weight of rail.
Yes.
60.
Why'd you say it so seductively?
All right,
Ladies want to know what that minimum weight of rail is.
He
Come
just wants to
Yeah.
rail.
TJ, go.
Yeah, TJ
Get
said
railed.
60.
on. I can't
Alice,
imagine
do
yours
you
will be
think you're
good.
bad?
Oh, Big Chungus.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think I was bad, but Milky does.
I got 49.
What the hell?
Ooh.
Nice.
And just like that, Milky gets 5, Bender gets
Yay.
4 on his own stat, TJ gets 3, Ellis gets 2, and East gets 1.
One. Save one.
Nah.
And then let's
Alright,
see
let's see where we're
here.
at.
Show for round 1.
Yay.
Oof.
Currently,
last.
Milky and TJ are tied at 18. Ellis is down by 2.
Ooh.
And then you have East and Bender fighting over the scraps
With 12 and 11 points, respectively.
before
go,
they become
Bender.
scrap.
Mm,
I can't imagine I will ever take the lead.
I don't know.
We will see.
I hope
Yeah,
you do.
not having a firebox really does that.
I hope you. I hope you
Anyhow.
make it into style points. Not having.
We're
Yeah,
going
I
to
can't
start
imagine
round
these
2 on a
engines
high
have
note.
Too many style points.
Okay.
This high note is called popcorn.
Okay.
Ellis.
I just need to look
That-
at my. I need to look at my. My opponents here and really think about what I can put out here. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with tubes.
Okay, 2.
I do have that.
Vetoes. Going once. Twice. 3 times. Tubby tubes.
Tubes over to the right into the blue area for the tubes.
Yes.
So let's see.
Okay, there.
I have 252-inch tubes.
Damn.
I bet somebody has like 1 3/4 tubes just to cuck me.
I wonder who that would be.
Oh, god damn it. Milky, you have 161 2-inch tubes.
Yeah, I do.
TJ?
I'm amazed I had that stat.
This is. I thought this was like a fake product.
Over in column W. Column W.
W.
133 at 2-inch. 196 at 2-inch. Okay.
133 at 2-inch, 196 at 2-inch, and TJ's the only one left.
Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay. Oh, get off my box! I'm trying to type.
Whoa, phrasing.
2. Ellis, move your thing. I can't type.
Damn, Alice.
Yeah, my bad.
Blocking him like that.
How
Well.
dare you cock block TJ like that?
Locked his box.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Alrighty.
yes!
And just like that, Ellis wins 5 points.
Nice.
TJ with 4. Bender with 3. Lucky 2, East 1. Literally everybody had the same diameter.
That's perfect.
Yep.
I'm glad it worked
Makes
out
sense.
that
I don't
way.
like
Easier.
this. I don't like this.
Also, you have your tubes, but you don't know your evaporative heating surface.
Oh,
The
that's-
evaporating heating
tell
surface
you.
counts in for boil.
Well,
I
I
know,
don't
but
have
like
fi-
you could get close. Whatever. I need to yell at Steve.
yeah, but
Um,
Well, the thing is, I don't have the other important thing that would help with that.
Yeah, no, I gathered that, but just,
Yeah.
you know.
all right, Milky.
okay.
Now,
Okay, boys. What is your engine weight?
Oh, god damn it.
vetoes. 1, 2.
Wait, did we not
3.
do engine? Oh, never mind. We did engine wheelbase.
I really, really wish that, I was hoping to be light because I thought I was going to be a lot older than the competition. I thought wrong. 125,000 pounds.
Oof.
Yikes.
Congrats.
I'm actually about half that at
God damn it.
74,300 pounds.
Milky, are you standard gauge?
Citation needed. Citation
damn it.
found. I am standard gauge.
Oh, okay. TJ?
96,000.
All right.
Dummy thick.
Dummy fit. Yes.
Which is
149,000.
almost 150.
90,500.
Nice.
Alrighty. Milky, surprising nobody. Lies one here. Then you've got
Actually, I
Bender,
think
which is
it's-
slightly surprising.
It's quite surprising that Milky got first with his 4 cylinders.
Yeah, but he's
Whoa.
tiny. He's a little baby engine.
Yeah.
He's also old enough that his only photos that we have are Lincoln Finn.
Right.
A trolling.
Tyler with a mouthful of popcorn, trying to explain.
I have no reference for the tender of this thing, so I don't know anything about it. I
like
just
how
found it on the
what-
SteamLocomotives.com page, and I was like, ooh, woo, what's this?
It's that furious explaining meme, but with a mouthful of popcorn.
Yeah.
I like how there's such a like detail drawn in the river, and then there's just no tender.
Yeah, no. I don't know anything about the tender, so
Anyhow, Bender free, TJ 2. No.
other than what the stat
Bender
page
4,
says.
TJ free. Ellis 2 and East.
Yeah.
Wow.
East is new. East has a very obvious thing.
I know I do.
Yeah.
I have
Ratio of
several
driving
very
wheelbase
Anyhow.
obvious
to
things.
overall engine
TJ.
wheelbase.
Did you say overall engine wheelbase?
I said ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine
Oh,
wheelbase.
what the heck?
Alrighty.
Oh, we're
What
getting
the
ready
This
to
is
hell?
gonna be spicy.
Vito. In free. 2. 1.
I thought
Alright.
Tyler was calling the veto.
All right.
I know.
Yeah, wait.
0.37. This is gonna be
Ah,
rough.
so close to greatness,
It's gonna be
but
rough all around.
It's gonna be like
0.66.
Jesus.
Wait, what?
There shouldn't be a 440 with that.
So
yeah.
what I'm gathering is this drawing is
This drawing
wildly
is
out of
not
scale.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milky's like, yeah, guys, I found a photo. Oh yeah, did you draw it yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
440 drawn by Milky.
TJ?
Hey man, it's better than the description that we would get otherwise of this monstrosity.
True.
Point
Tyler,
three
try
three.
and find an actual picture of this thing.
Apparently it was around for a World's Fair.
I'm sure you can find a picture then.
TJ's
Well,
is
if the picture survived.
TJ's is 0.33.
We won a gold. Wait, I'll save that for later.
Yeah.
What the-
Yeah,
Won a
definitely
gold
later.
medal in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm not last. Let's go. 0.35. I have no idea how TJ is worse
0.36.
than me.
0.36.
Alrighty. Milky
Also
gets
Dan
5
Bender.
points. Ellis gets 4.
Woo.
Ooh.
Bender free. East 2. TJ on his own stat gets 1.
Why did nobody bring the nascent?
That's a lot of
Whatever.
damage.
Because
That is
we appreciate our
sad.
sanity.
I don't like
Because
this
we-
game anyway.
Because we moved beyond the nation.
Anyhow, East, go.
Yeah.
Alright, year.
Oh no. Oh.
Vetoes. Free. 2.
Wait, hold on.
1.
Keep saying two.
2.
Alright, now you're good. Okay.
1.
Alright,
Year.
you're built. This one I'm actually curious about. Mine is 1893,
Oh.
which is incidentally the same year my house was built.
Oh, wow.
Hey, nice.
Coincidence?
I am the grandpa of this group. 1881. I
Oh
was
man.
built about the same time as Rio Grande C16.
1893.
Yeah, L.
Wait, we were built at the same time? What the hell?
And you know what's funny, Ellis? Mine says Rhode Island on it.
And it doesn't show up in the. I God damn it.
1929.
1883.
Alrighty.
I
Well,
was
East
expecting
wins this
more-
by a country mile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was expecting more gasps when
1929.
And the class of 1893 gets 4 points apiece.
Yeah, that's. I did not expect to get a 4 out of this.
2 points for Bender and 1 participation point for Milky. Sorry, Grandpa.
Grandpuff.
Bender, stat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really gotta wonder. Huh?
Do you have to wonder?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. This is kind of like on the fence kind of thing. Number built.
Alrighty, number
Oh
built.
no. Veto.
Vetoes.
Veto.
Okay.
Milky vetoes.
Milky kicks that out immediately.
Okay, I'll make it worse. Number in class.
L.
Alright, number in class.
Sorry, Milky.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Number in class.
Dose.
Okay, I need to start.
Well, you already said my number in class.
And mine.
Were they built?
So I
Yeah,
have a
mine
small
was built.
issue with my number in class.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
The number in class listed is different than the road numbers that existed for these things IRL.
Oh no.
Is it
And it's
less
not like-
than?
Yeah.
Oh
But
no.
if they weren't renumbered, so I don't know if maybe it's because it's only one off, but I assume that's going to make a big difference in this.
Um.
So
It might
maybe
not.
it's a typo.
Let me do some digging then.
Technical
Yeah.
advisor required.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Pull the red
Maybe
lever.
Frisco.org has some help. I
My
can look
computer
for.
has virus.
Venkman. The cat came over
While
to get
you-
some attention
While
in the middle
y'all
of this
are trying
catastrophe.
to find your number built, I'm checking a guide to this fair that I was at to
I
find a
found
photo.
I found a very cursed image of my engine.
Please send.
I'll send it. Don't worry. It's not too large for Discord. Woo.
What's cursed about this?
It's pulling a lightweight observation.
Wait, what is
card.
that second car?
What is the? Is that?
It's
no,
pulling
wait,
a
that-
streamlined card.
Is that one of those army like dining cars or whatever?
It
that they
looks
turn
like
into,
it looks like a car that has a nuclear missile in it.
It looks like. I know, like the REA used a bunch of these like ex-army cars, and that kind of looks like one to me. Oh, REA army cars just brings up tanks. Who would have guessed?
Vroom vroom. Tyler's frantically just like, how many of
Yeah.
these were there?
Oh.
I mean,
Grand total
I would
of-
just go with the number because maybe something else got grouped into the numbering sequence.
Well, but also like, I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, but like, the model also has like the model for the engine also has it listed of the same numbers that steam locomotive has.
I don't know.
Okay.
That was very fun. I did not find a photo in that whole guide.
Yeah, this is what the if it'll paste. No? Okay, whatever. Download it.
Wait, TJ,
This
there
is
was
what-
only one of you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
This is what I think it looks like. It looks like one of these troop sleepers.
Bender,
And
Yes?
how many of you were there?
12.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It does look like
Okay.
it does look like a troop sleeper. a little bit.
You should just go with the lower number.
But it's just a square baggage
All right.
car.
And in the like little like blurb at the top, it also gives a different number than the number in class, which is funny.
Great.
If I had another dossier running right now, I would be filling a lot of things in over the course of this last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, everyone.
The rest of us all went.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 4.
4. Okay.
All right.
If you go by road numbers, it's
So it's-
5, and if you go by the blurb at the top, it's 6.
So it's 2, 1, 1, 4, 12.
Yes. So Vendor gets 5 on their own stat. Great. East gets 4 for 4. That's a great
Yay.
deal. Else, you somehow get free points out of this, and then
Yes.
the ones with ones get that doubled.
BK.
Double jeopardy here,
Have
folks.
it
your
your
way.
way.
Double jeopardy.
And for round
Whopper,
2,
Whopper, Whopper, Whopper.
Whopper,
Yes!
Whopper, Big Mac
we
Whopper.
can see Ellis is pulled ahead.
I
Taking
can't
the
wait to see I
lead.
have like 20.
Single, double, triple,
Milky
Whopper.
behind him by 1 somehow.
Damn, I am barely holding on.
TJ behind him by 1.
Oh my god.
And East
Oh my God.
Bender's in 4th.
East, what happened?
Listen, man, weight stats hurt.
East
Oh.
of
All right,
Failure.
let's see if you can change that this coming round.
But I have no effing clue what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Nice shot,
Now you
Bender.
know how it
And
feels.
I need to actually ration my popcorn to get the style points.
Eat the ration your popcorn.
Stop just chomping on all your popcorn.
Make more
Ellis, choose
popcorn.
a stat, please.
I'm working on it. Oh, that's already
Don't go
been
quickly, I'll
called.
run out of popcorn.
So instead of like timer for like 1 minute, be like do 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 do.
Oh, I've been running timers all
That's
this
already
time.
been
because
that's
they're
already
getting
been
like
called.
30
That's already been
each.
called. Oh god, I don't know what the heck.
Have you tried
Some
calling?
people
Whopper,
might not
Whopper?
have this, so I'm just gonna go for broke. Also, I think at least one person is oil, so tender fuel capacity.
Oil.
That's okay. We've changed the rules. It just means you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
Vetoes,
that's oh.
1,
Um,
2.
wait, that's not fair.
You can just veto it.
Veto. That's
Okay.
bullshit. Wait, what if I call tender fuel capacity? Does
Uh,
that mean you guys get a 1?
Yeah.
Huh.
All
That
right.
I
isn't
was
broken,
unaware of
but
this.
Having a
Interesting.
different fuel type now counts as not having the stat because otherwise it broke double headers.
Oh.
yeah, that's true.
All right, Ellis.
Oh yeah, I've got to pick something else now, huh?
Yeah.
Let me take another look at my contemporaries, at my adversaries here, and I'll think, and I'll think, and I'll think, and I will give up and run away. Boiler pressure.
All right,
Oh,
boiler
boy.
pressure.
Yes.
Vetoes. 3, 2, 1. Boiler pressure, people.
Boiler
Yeah.
pressure, starting with me, that's 200 even.
Damn, son.
I feel like that's
How
pretty
much of a
good for
self-propelled bomb are
1893.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll give it that.
My board pressure is 130.
Ooh.
Mine's
Oh.
180.
Gonna get a 4 here, but it's okay because East is in last. Alright, 180 from TJ. East?
200.
Wait, seriously? You're 30 years younger than me.
Yeah.
140.
Okay.
Alrighty. Ellis and East tie for first, 5 points each.
Nice, yay.
And that is TJ with 3, Bender with 2, and then Wilkie with the grandfather of 130.
Milky with a sad one.
Ellis,
Milky now, what do you fight back
You
with?
know,
Okay,
you know what
what
would be
do
a
I
good
fight?
addition, Ellis? Well, Milky thinks of a stat. When someone selects the stat call, it should automatically like say called in the stat thing.
It
'Cause,
does.
like Tyler,
It,
then I'm not.
did.
It's
Somebody
if
broke
it's
the
a-
damn thing. People have been deleting stuff in here. Oh my god, someone cleaned up the spreadsheet and broke it.
I was gonna say because somebody's
Okay.
lacking.
So I am gonna call Shaw. No, but I'm gonna call total engine and tender weight.
Did you know
Alright.
that you have rights? Constitution says you do.
Total engine and tender weight going once,
I was just
twice.
taking a 1.
Okay. Total engine tender weight go.
Tension weight.
Tendon weight.
My tension weight
Tension
is 200,000 even, which I will now fill in the sheet.
I would have just called tender weight, but I haven't seen anything of my tenders, so I don't know.
You don't know. You have no idea.
Mine is 121,800.
Mine is 158,000.
East.
Come on, show me the figures.
Oh.
Oh, this is a
Whoa.
500-page thing? Oh, okay.
155,118.
Close.
Alrighty. Surprising nobody Milky takes this one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Bender gets 4. TG with the free. Else 2. East 1. This is exactly like engine weight. Who could have found it?
Wow.
Yes.
No way.
Nah.
Alright, TJ.
All right, let's do Axle. Oh, never mind.
Panic.
Let's do tender water capacity.
Alrighty.
It's
water
gonna be so
capacity.
bad.
3, 2, 1. How sad are your tenders?
All right,
I
5,000.
don't know.
Does your
5,000
tender
gallons.
exist?
Okay,
Easy,
hold
Alice.
up. I don't have a tender water capacity stat.
Well, then you
That's
get
unfortunate.
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
You
you
know-
just don't have water.
No
Yeah,
water?
they just like they hold it in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty
much.
You just have a scoop. That's your entire thing.
It's like, you know how the Wanami engines don't have a coal capacity because they just like pick it up off the ground while they're there?
Yeah.
The Florida East Coast engines don't have a water capacity because they just scoop it up off the ocean as they go.
yeah,
Mm,
salt water, famously good for boilers.
Injector
Alrighty.
rubber.
Now, Ellis gets 5
I
points.
somehow get a 3 from this.
Yeah. TJ gets 4.
Oops.
East gets 3. Bender gets 2, and Milky gets 1 for nothing.
I was thinking of calling this stat too. Alright.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll take a 5. Yeah, thank you. TJ, can I
Alright.
form a... Never mind. I was about to say, can I form a pact with you?
Well,
Non-aggression pact.
He's-
Hey, I've seen
I
this one
promise
if
not
before.
you
to.
call
attack
a certain if you call a certain stat, how would our that stat hold up?
I don't know about that. Oh, that one? It really
What's
depends
that?
on what the other guys were made by, but probably not well. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh no.
East.
Let's go with superheating surface.
Alright, superheating
Uh.
surface. Any vetoes? 3, 2, 1. Alright, superheating surface.
What, you gotta let...
Shit.
Do you not have a
Veto.
super...
DJ, my
Alright.
guy.
Veto.
Alright,
It's
by
too
the way,
late
Jesus
now.
Christ.
I said veto before. He just didn't hear me.
you know what? Sure, I'll do it.
my God. Listen,
Okay, we
listen.
ball.
I will say this. The grace period is not like, you need to get it in by this time. The grace period is so that people have the opportunity to do so.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
so get
Clues.
this is within the spirit of the... God damn it.
God damn.
3, 2,
Mosey on my way
1.
over here.
Alright,
Oh,
no
wait.
vetoes
I'm gonna
left.
leave that
All
blank.
the vetoes are up the
Does
board.
anyone except
You
for
people.
East have flues?
I do not.
Nope.
24 with 5 and 3/8.
So
Fucking
the rest of
Now,
us
now
have
watch this, folks.
nothing.
Watch this.
Watch
Audience,
this drive.
very, very intently.
Boom.
Listen, at
Whoa.
least we
It's a
stopped it.
5.
Listen, I can be your champion here. Now that all the vetoes are off the board, I've got something in my back pocket.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't wait for it.
All right. Well, Bender, do you have anything up your back pocket?
No.
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 Bad.
I don't have pockets.
Can't have pockets.
All my stats suck. I don't know what to tell you.
You're the
Okay,
one
well-
that sucks the least.
Well, there were some certain stacks that you
Tender
did well
loaded
in.
wheat.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Bender
think
load- wait.
I have that number.
I have it, despite
Go.
not having anything else for my
Brenda, why
tenders.
would you do that?
Go,
75,000.
Penderload. Wait, I choose you.
My options aren't greatest.
Mine is 47,500.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know what my tender looks like.
100%
What is
chance that this isn't what your locomotive looked like either. So
Yeah.
Which weight is this?
Tender loaded weight.
62,000.
that's pretty good.
All right.
Alright, let me just find
east?
this.
Bender, are you
East
also
and his
oil?
milk brick.
No.
My
this thing
tender
is
loaded
cold.
weight
Okay.
is somehow more. It's the same as Ellis's engine weight.
Because you're oil.
Huh? Am I in the picture?
No. East is oil. That's why his tender's so heavy. It's dense
Yeah.
64,000.
Nice.
and change.
Brenda, you managed to get a 3 on your own stat.
I didn't. My other options weren't much
Yeah.
better, East. I think you would understand. Look at the stats that are left.
Milky gets a 5. DJ gets
Yay.
a 4. Bender gets 3. L's 2. East 1. Let's see how this all shakes out. How this affects the trout population.
Not positively.
JD Miller has taken a second place.
Oh
Yep,
no.
Knowles is still in the
JW
lead.
Miller.
I'm
with
still in the
49
lead.
points.
JD
TJ is
fan.
now getting closer. Actually, no, TJ is about where it was before.
Yeah.
Milky's dropped down 3 now to third place. East is East and Better are catching up slowly.
41 and
No.
39. I don't know.
No,
East,
we're not.
yeah, East is in danger of not making style points. At this rate.
Like I have so many style.
Alright.
Alrighty.
All right. Here's my ace in the hole, guys. Are you ready?
Oh,
Go
I'm
for
with the base in the hole. Go.
Low pressure cylinders.
Oh,
I'm
no.
a goddamn compound. Remember when I said I would lose high pressure cylinders? It's because I've only got one.
Ellis.
Yes.
Insert.
I'm working on it. I don't know how big it is. Let me check.
Where's the
So
other
this thing is across compounds?
Yes, 31 by 26, and I've got one of them.
Oh my god.
It turns out they didn't work so great, so the New Haven rebuilt them later.
Alright, well. Ellis gets 5 points
get
and nobody
5.
gets anything else.
All right,
Did
now I
Santa
just need to
Fe-
hang on, and I'll boot like 2 people out of style points.
Did
There
the
you
Santa Fe
go.
ever do a cross compounding on a
Yeah.
4-4-0?
Okay.
I'm not sure about 4-4-0, but I know they've done
Oh, boy.
cross comp.
Because they messed around.
We should bully Ellis so he doesn't kick us out.
Yeah, we
Agreed.
should.
Good luck.
I know.
Why are we called that? I have not. Yes.
No.
Your boys are about to call. Wait on drivers.
Okay.
Oh no! Wait on drivers. 84,000.
Oof.
This is bullying.
Mine is 49,400. Yes. Bully.
I am 72,000.
Yeah, but you're bullying the guy we're trying to not get knocked out. Not 98,000.
At the same time, self-preservation.
Yeah.
59,250.
Alrighty. And with that, Milky gets 5 points.
Okay.
Bender gets 4. TJ gets 3. Ellis gets 2, and East gets 1.
East, you
TJ.
say bully me, not you, but we're gonna get hit by the same stats.
Yep.
We are two
Go,
ends of the
TJ,
same.
go.
We're the two ends
I
of
know,
the
I'm
same
looking, I'm
spectrum, and that spectrum is 4 furrows that are very heavy.
Let's do Robert Le Messina's power
Oh
computation.
crap!
Alrighty. Do 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 do.
Now this is what East is gonna take.
No. I can't wait because I don't know how this is going to impact me.
Okay,
This is impacting the
be
trout
fun.
population
Yeah.
significantly.
the trout population has reached 6910.
Oof. Yeah, I'm done. 1924.
Six 6,768.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Show me the money, East.
340.
Ah!
Oh.
Because the boiler pressure.
23.
Ooh.
These Rhode Island boys.
Alrighty. Ellis gets 5 points.
Yes.
TJ gets 4. East gets 3. Bender gets 2, and Milky gets 1. East. Do the obvious.
What's the obvious?
I
Hey,
wonder.
look at yourself.
I wonder.
What's
If you're
moving a
trying to say-
lot?
no.
Valve gear.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the obvious one? Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know how
I'm
to
fine with
spell
that.
Valkyrie
I
that far.
just didn't expect that to be it. There's a couple other ones that are fairly obvious to me. Hold on. Valve gear.
Oh, no, I'm not actually calling Valve gear.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, okay.
What are you
No, that's
calling
why
it?
I was asking it in question for like, do you mean Valve gear?
Oh.
Yeah, I meant Valve Gear.
Oh, is it something I'd win?
You can't ask that.
Look at your competition.
You told me I don't know what Valve gear
TJ,
looks
you
like.
can't ask that. Which is fair. East, just call your stat. But also, alternatively, Tyler, don't answer that.
Mhm.
Tyler, answer it. I'm gonna trust you on that one, Valve gear.
Okay.
This is going to be less of a
Alright.
slam dunk than
Balling.
you expect it to be.
What?
And nothing.
Alright, go.
Stevenson.
Stevenson!
Yay.
Stevenson.
Wait. Can I put Stevenson times 2?
No.
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 Super Stevenson.
Super Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Wally.
That's a little Holland.
Alright.
Now, a reminder how this works. East gets 5 points, and the rest of us get 4.
This is true.
Nice.
Okay.
I expected same as above plus superheater percentage.
That's what I was gonna go for until Tyler said something.
Okay.
Again, I said the obvious. I didn't say the one that would help you the most.
Hey Bender, call Sam as above but superheater percentage.
No.
No.
No. There's no good stats left on my page. Or none.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna roll over and die.
Just do
Bro,
builder.
something super stupid would be local base ID.
No, builder.
Loco base
Don't do
ID.
Zelda.
No!
Yes.
Alright, look up his ID, people.
Chaos.
No! 14,000!
Chaos. L.
L.
14,731.
Ooh, that's not
I got
better, bro.
11,063.
God damn it.
13,515.
Rhode Island suffers.
As always.
8560.
Alright.
Okay.
Wow.
874.
Oh my god, what?
I saw that one coming because he's the
Yeah.
normal engine compared to the rest
God
of it.
damn it.
Alright, and just like that, Bender gets 5 points, Eats gets 4, Milky gets 3, TJ gets 2, Elves gets 1,
Yay.
How did Milky get free
This
on
is-
local base ID? I will wonder for eternity.
This is the second the second 5 that Bender's got.
Anyhow, for round 4 now, we've got. Interesting.
Yeah.
I am still being eliminated.
You're being eliminated, and yet I don't know
Let's go,
how.
Rhode Island wins, baby. P1 and P2.
Well, I've got 66 points, and I'm in the lead.
Yeah, Ellison leads 66. TJ behind 61. Milky at 60.
Let's go.
And Bender at 57. East dying with 53.
Okay, well,
Oh,
it's
But
Great.
you know
Host
where my
choice.
engine
Yeah.
was tested at?
host choice.
Oh, great.
Wait, where was
You
your
know-
engine tested?
Between Boston and Providence.
Oh, seriously?
And Mayweather once on the Fitchburg and Camden
God.
and Atlantic. Yeah.
You know, I feel sorry to East, so.
No,
So
we
with
need
the
to we
board-
need to kick these other 2 not Rhode Island engines out. Milky,
Yeah.
you're an honorary
No.
Rhode Island engine.
Yeah.
Same as Bluff has superhero percentage.
No,
Go.
god damn it! Don't let him into style points. It's gonna be a disaster.
Host here.
It's not gonna happen. Even if I get a 5, everyone else would have to get a 1.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's not gonna
some
work.
of the above puts super.
If only. I mean, wait a minute. You could. Never mind.
If I get a 5 and you get a 1, I'd literally be scraping it by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't. Number 1, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And number 2, because mine is 6910 still. And number 2, I think there's something that I want to say, but I'm not gonna say it yet.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because mine's still not better than you.
Wait, seriously? God damn it! Why? You're supposed to be good.
And just like that, L still wins.
All right.
TJ
So-
gets 4, East gets 3, Bender gets 2, and Milky dies even more.
I feel like I forgot that, or I feel like Tyler may have forgotten that he can call a vetoed stat.
This is true, but also the vetoes
Cylinders-
went out early, and I kind of wanted to respect that, you know?
Okay.
You know
But
what?
cylinders would have been mad funny.
I think there's a reason no one called factor of adhesion.
Mine is only
Yeah.
mine is 4.9, which is bad, but it's not like horrifically
Okay,
appalling.
mine is 5.32.
Hey, that's mine as well.
I was dodging
God.
that.
Mine is
Oh, no.
4.45.
All right. Well, it is
Yeah.
down to just the Rhode Island people. And
Is it? Oh.
yeah, and Milky
I
goes.
Yeah,
in trying
really
to
is.
save Bender, and I accidentally murdered Bender. And
Yeah,
I,
This is-
Milky's gonna
This
go.
actually has some cool
Yeah.
stuff. though.
Alright,
I
Milky.
survived. Okay, the only style point that I think I have is the fact, what the fuck did they do with my cylinder? They
you know what?
doubled up on them, and apparently it worked. Like from the research papers that I'm reading, it apparently worked. But no one else wanted to try this dumb idea.
The fact that you're running 2 sets of cylinders off of the same steam chest, sure. Take the point.
It's a little. It's only a little cursed.
Stupid cylinder design, go.
I have a style point.
Hold on. It's Milky's. Milky gets to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that in his unique cylinder design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unique cylinder design.
That's not
I
an
was on
official
I was on display at an exposition,
Sure.
So that's a
and
listening point, I guess.
allegedly.
yeah, other than that, I don't know, Chief.
Okay.
Alright, are you submitting the beat?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
fold?
Yeah, I'll fold.
Okay.
Alright.
I don't know
I'll give
anything else about this.
Okay. TJ.
I will wait.
Oh, sorry.
No,
You are allowed to
technical
award
gets-
him one.
He's got the nice little stack flare.
He does. He does. He's got a lot of fancy things.
I assume that is
Allegedly.
brass. I can't tell because it is something a drawing. But
Yeah.
all
For
right,
all we know, the
TJ,
engine had
go.
none of
Tyler
these
could-
features.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I have this cool little star-shaped headlight thing. If you look at the picture.
All right, I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I'll call that a unique adornment.
There's only one. This is the one-of-one locomotive. I hope you understand.
That is fair.
This is the
But
J.W. Miller. Do I get a point for having a name?
Yes.
Yeah. Name gets a point.
Do I get a point for the dude on the
No.
riding it?
No.
All right. Well, that's a failed point, so I guess it goes to me.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Alice has been
noticing.
reading Locomotive Versus since day one just so he can win this Royale. It's been rigged since the start.
Yeah. It's been rigged since the start. I mean, I don't know what the heck that I have. I've got some things that Milky doesn't have.
I have little flagpoles. Right? Put that in.
You can. It'll come back around to you. I
Oh,
promise.
I thought I went once.
You go.
No, you go 5 points.
And then it goes to the
Milky
next
keeps
person.
them all.
already.
Let's. I'm gonna say that I have air brakes and Milky doesn't, as far as I can tell. Oh wait, no, Milky does. Damn it, that's a screwed up style point. All right, TJ.
I was gonna say I also have air brakes, but I have like flagpoles on the pilot.
I think that's valid, Tyler.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sure.
they're not-
Additional
just-
adornments.
Yeah,
They're not
he.
just for the markers because I have markers.
I think I kind of.
Yeah, you both have
do
flagpoles.
too.
Yeah. Take a point from the grave.
You're mid.
All right, you can go again, TJ.
Do I get points for having cast wheels on the front? I think those are solid cast. I can't tell. Oh
No,
no, I don't think
they've
so,
got-
actually.
Very small spokes.
Yeah, that's
They're-
that's why.
Interesting.
No points there.
Okay. I don't actually know if I could beat out anybody with this because there's not really anything special about it. So I guess I'm just gonna fold.
L.
I'm gonna take my L and fold. I don't think TJ's gonna be able to catch up to me. Do you have anything for me, Tyler?
I'm looking.
I wouldn't
Not
think
seeing
so.
anything particularly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there is one thing.
What's that?
It looks like the insulation of your jacketing extends into your smoke box section. So you've
Okay.
got an insulated smoke box, which is better thermally
Okay.
against these fans.
Sure, I'll take that. All right, TJ.
1 second.
These are the style
think-
points are thin on these guys.
I think I have a specific number for a reason. I'm trying to figure out why.
It's 1697.
Yeah, because the rest of the.
What happened in 1697?
It looks like the King William's War ended in 1697.
Oh. King William's War?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's on celebrateboston.com.
Okay.
That
I
sounds
would've-
like a style point, if you ask me.
The 9 Years' War and King William's War. I mean, I don't.
I mean, elsewise it would be quite a random number to pick.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure.
Sure.
Because the numbers in the class because the locomotive before it, the Connecticut, is numbered 4. So
All right,
Yeah, I think
Sure.
there's reason to
Point
believe
for
this
stupid
correlation.
numbering system.
sure.
I love how if you search New York, Providence, and Boston in 1697, the first related search is realistic female pirate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yar
Kinky.
har.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for
All right. Well, do you
Yeah,
have
if you
anything else?
Um,
The number?
TJ, do you have a backing light?
Does
I
he?
don't know. It's probably because the picture I have is there's a bunch of coal in the way. I can't tell.
I
Also,
don't know
TJ
because
has steps.
Okay. Oh my god. All right.
TJ has steps.
I do have steps on the pilot. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Point for that.
All right.
They're very
Looks like you have
pronounced.
doors as well, though I'm not sure if Ellis has doors.
I don't know if I have doors, but I'm gonna assume that I do.
I may have a cab door.
That's a fair
I don't.
assumption.
Give TJ the point for steps.
I'm trying to find more.
Ellis,
pictures
do you
of
have
this locomotive.
mocha
There's
lights?
only one.
It's a good
Yeah, Ellis
question.
does.
Oh, okay.
He does. And I
Yeah.
assume electricity is the same.
Yeah, I've got.
Ellis, are you hook
In
and
the
loop?
photo of Ellis, he doesn't have electricity.
Ellis, do you have a front-mounted knuckle, or are you hook and loop?
I think I have a drawbar in this photo. I mean, I only existed
Yeah, in
for
the
a
photo
little
you
while.
have a drawbar.
Yeah,
So TJ would get the knuckle point.
that's true.
Oh wait, can I
If
get
we're
a
going off the photo
wait?
as
Wait,
well,
wait, wait.
TJ would
Do I get
electricity.
Do I get a point, a style point for at one point being equipped with a trailing axle?
Oh,
What?
What?
Why?
Excuse me?
Okay, the only image of this locomotive was uploaded to Pinterest by Stephen Allen, and the caption says, "C2 1697 was a NYPMB 40, was NYPMB number 40 J.W. Miller, which for a time was equipped with a trailing axle to reduce the weight on the drivers, and thus was a 442 type."
Interesting.
That's definitely a style point.
Sure, playing the wheel arrangement game. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we'll give it that.
According to steam locomotives, and this is just a fun fact,
Mhm.
my locomotive apparently traveled 244,000 miles of demonstration runs before it got scrapped.
Oh my god.
Oh, fun fact
Apparently,
of my engine.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Mookie.
oh no, apparently, the cost of hammer blowers is why it didn't catch on.
F. My engine survived into the 50s.
That's cool.
Holy shit.
What?
I can't confirm when mine got scrapped, but it
Your
got
engine
scrapped.
survives in the 50s. Wow, mine still
Yeah,
exists.
no, mine didn't go that long. I misread it. It went till mine ran till 1924. Yeah, steamlocomotive.com says fitted for a brief time with a trailing truck. The 1697 remained in service till 24.
Oh.
Okay, wait. Here we go. 2 years later, Locomotive Engineers Monthly of January 1890 published a story on proper counterbalancing of drivers in which several crack trains were identified. Accompanying the description of the Shoreline Express was a comment that local base believes reflected considerable disappointment. This is the celebrated, quote, New England Greyhound, the J.W. Miller, from which we expected and were promised so much.
Okay,
So this thing sucks.
but it did have a nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, the New England Greyhound?
You've never heard of, but you have heard of it.
Although later providers of express power would adopt much larger diameter drivers, this Ocean State product represented rare ambition in '87. Indeed, after its first runs, the Providence Journal proclaimed it the fastest and most powerful passenger locomotive in America.
I
Sus.
somehow doubt that.
Yeah, that
Wait,
seems very.
The Providence Journal wrote that.
Yeah.
What else came out in 1893?
I wonder.
On Express.
I do want to
Existing
give it a
trains.
point for the New England. What is it?
New
The
England
Greyhound.
Greyhound.
Yeah, the Greyhound is a legitimate style point. I'll give it to you.
Alright. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a point.
Delivering the power was relatively large grate and firebox, a size occasioned by the use of anthracite fuel. Interestingly, its boiler tubes were greater in number but shorter than those of the Connecticut. Wow.
It's a woo.
Oh shucks, I should have read my thing because I had a couple of style points. Oh well.
Reading your thing is important, people.
I read my lane in like 2 college essays about my lane.
Four,
I
it
didn't
was
get
to haul
anything
them-
out of it.
It was to haul 8 cars, quote, 4 of them Pullmans,
Wow.
Or them golden. Yep.
the same distance in 62 minutes. Wow. It went from Providence to Groton Ferry Landing in an hour.
Huh.
62
All right.
and a half.
Do you have any
62 and a
more
quarter
style
mile.
points you would like to call?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, Tyler, give him his last one.
Alright, last one for DJ.
But let's see what on earth you can pull out of your ass for this.
I mean, he already named
He's
a couple
got
that
brakes
TJ
on the
didn't
front
call.
truck.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, look at that. It's got
Oh,
brakes
that's
on
those are? I was
the lead
wondering.
truck.
Oh, so do I.
No, you don't.
Yes, I can see the brake pads on the picture.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They look like brake pads.
Yes, I also see the same like mechanism as well.
Alright. Let's
What
see
the
here.
hell
What
are
else
fun
then
airplanes?
can I give this thing?
I mean, that doesn't invalidate it as a style point.
Yeah.
Can I give this shitbox any more points?
To be fair, though, we also, I think, TJ, you mentioned Knuckles a while back,
Yeah, it has a knuckle
Yeah.
on the front. Yeah.
which,
Well, it has knuckles on
Ellis,
either.
how long did your engine last?
Not very long is the thing, but you're not supposed to be feeding him style points. I don't do this
Well,
in
no,
Rails.
I'm actually, this is out of pure curiosity.
Um,
When did you leave service?
So, they were simpled in 1904.
Okay, then, because
Simp.
by 1903, you would have been required to have Knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just trying to figure out where you are in relation to the Railway Safety Appliance Act.
Yeah.
No.
I can't confirm anything about my engine, so
The
I
other-
don't know.
The other neat thing about mine
you
is
died
that
Yeah.
I have an intercepting valve that can basically when you start the locomotive for the first time, for the first revolution of the wheels, both cylinders are high pressure, and then it immediately switches the low pressure one over after one revolution.
Okay, but it's
Uh,
like literally any cross compound ever.
yeah, but I then had a valve I could reopen to make it all simple all the time.
And you realize why that's a horrible idea, yes?
Well, yeah, because the cylinders are different sizes, but you know.
And it's horribly inefficient.
Well, when you need the extra power, you have the extra power lever. You always want that lever.
It's nitrous, but for a steam engine.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Not really
let's-
nitrous,
No,
because
it's definitely nitrous.
it essentially... You know how we joke that steam locomotives shake themselves apart naturally?
Yes.
You just wanted to give that process steroids.
Listen, all I'm hearing is gas, 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 but it's 1800s folk music.
Yeah.
It's just gonna want to throw itself to the right. It wants to do NASCAR. But
To the right.
backwards.
Okay, can we see the final scores?
Alright.
Survey says
I bet you I tied TJ.
that's exactly, I think, what happened.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is tied.
Yep.
Let's
Get Lafayette
go.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold on. What's the... Where are the damn rules? We haven't had a tie in a while. The rules.
I don't think we've ever had a tie with the new rules.
Oh, we have. We have. Somebody's gotten 0.1 of a point before.
Yeah.
Where is it? There's Locodome rules. This is doubleheader rules. All right, go up.
No, but I think the reason... I think it's because the veto. We never went past no one having a veto... someone having a veto.
Yeah.
We've never had to go to the Lafayette rule.
Well, I'm gonna call this as I won anyway because Tyler fed TJ 2 points instead of 1. But
Bruh.
the tiebreaker,
No,
yeah,
that's,
we all
that's
gotta
cheating.
we all gotta vote
Okay, between these two boys.
between these two boys. Obviously,
I vote for
TJ and I
Tomko.
cannot vote.
Yeah.
What'd you say, East?
I vote for Cumco.
Cool.
For what?
Yeah,
No, I vote for TJ. Don't worry about it, TJ.
you find out when you're older.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're older. It was an open TTD
Milky
reference.
Bender.
I think I'm gonna go for TJ. Your thing looks like it's the Home and Horror, but on real wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm cool. Um,
I'm gonna vote for TJ as well because it's like discount 999 but compound.
yeah, TJ's a better looking engine.
Yeah.
I just want to know where the trailing truck went.
I bet they just stuck it in there.
Well,
Yeah.
Also,
That's why they
wait,
did it.
so who's taking this to Atlantic Royale?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Next,
it shows up to the
episode
Atlantic Royale,
300.
sends that
Episode
picture.
300. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Someone quote Ellis on that.
Yeah, pin it in the
Put the
chat.
Put
Yeah. Atlantic Royale for episode 300. Okay, I'm gonna say that TJ wins here. TJ wins the tiebreaker. Nobody's voting for me. I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Okay, TJ, congratulations.
All right.
All right, let's talk about
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, we have a podcast to make.
Yeah, we were supposed to be making a podcast also, and you guys insisted on doing a Royale. It is now 10:40 at night.
Yes.
It's the
And
longest
I have
podcast.
editing to do because of something I will explain after the podcast.
Ooh.
Woo woo.
I just need to censor something.
Uh-oh.
No,
You said the N-word again.
let's.
But-
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
definitely what
what?
happened.
What?
Yeah,
But you know what needs to be censored? The new Amtrak Superliner replacements because they're sexy. But they don't have an image of them
yeah.
yet.
What do you mean they're
still
sexy?
under-
We don't know what they look like.
no,
I
that's
don't
good.
know. I'm just, yeah. The idea that we're getting a replacement for Superliners is good.
It gives me a logistics boner because it means that
Yeah.
with any luck, we won't have terrible, capacity issues on the long distance trains anymore.
I
So
hate to
anyway,
break
they've
it to
taken
you.
a formal first step.
It's gonna be the Superliner ones, but like the upgrade thing with the Superliner 1 to Superliner 2 is it's gonna be slightly better trucks.
They're probably going to be single level cars. Just,
I
just,
That'd be
mean-
just being real here.
wait. Then for first class, can we reintroduce the dome car?
That would be dope.
They would have to.
I mean,
Yeah.
they don't. Well, here's the reason why they would have to do single level cars, or why they would probably do single level cars, and why a dome car is out of the question. It's the same calculus. It's because you can't get a wheelchair to the upper level of a superliner. They're technically not ADA compliant. They've just been grandfathered
Yeah.
in because Amtrak doesn't have a replacement for them. When they build a replacement for the superliners, a dude in a wheelchair is going to be able to have to access all of the cars and all of the amenities in those cars.
Okay, there's ways that you can ADA a dome car.
Elevators.
Yeah, but they're probably not going
Well,
to do
not
that.
elevators, but like, I don't know, it's possible.
Or like I don't know,
do it.
anywhere in Europe that has double deckers.
Yeah.
Well, anywhere in Europe doesn't have the ADA is the issue.
No, but I'm sure they have their own standards that say you need to be able to have someone with a wheelchair on the train.
Sure, but it might not say that they have to be able to access all of the amenities over the entire train. Which, yeah, you might be able to get away with a dome car because that's not technically an amenity. But then you have
Make it a,
section of the car that you can't drive a wheelchair through. Or a section of the train,
Make
rather.
it like the Hiawatha observation cars.
Yeah,
where
well,
just
that
the
would be
entire
just
back
dope.
half of the car is just glass.
Mm-hmm. No, I would love that. That would be
Alternatively-
fantastic.
On a vestibule.
All right, we're gonna replace East.
Yeah, I suddenly disappear and Tyler
Yeah.
joins as part of
gets-
the
Yeah.
podcast.
Remember when all your roles disappeared earlier?
Yeah. I can't wait to see the serpent disappear from my sidebar.
Speaking of
Yeah.
disappear,
Snap.
Good things tend to die hard. This is a sad week, baby.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what I was supposed to say, so I just went with that.
Well, I mean, ideally, you were
Okay.
supposed to pick a discussion topic that like makes cohesive sense. But
it does make sense.
okay.
It's all.
It's all
Yeah.
about lose. It's about loss, Ellis.
I mean, honestly,
It's
the
about
entire
loss.
discussion this week should have been about Dirt the Cat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
Okay.
Dirt.
he's
Rest
the
in peace.
highlight.
Well,
Yeah,
First of all,
can we have a moment of silence for Dirt?
yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Dirt the Cat was the Nevada Northern shop cat. He was how old?
Okay.
13?
15.
Yeah,
15.
15.
15. All right, now that you know, now that everyone's caught up, let's have another moment of silence. Okay. Anyway,
I want the flip back.
yeah, bring him back.
Can we like resurrect Dirt?
If
Well-
there's anybody who could be like brought back from the dead, it's
Have you
Dirt.
seen the documentary Pet Cemetery?
The
Listen,
basis
I
for
can
the
think
next
of maybe a
horseman trip.
couple of people who are slightly more important to bring back than Dirt the Cat, but Dirt the Cat's definitely
No,
up
I
there.
disagree.
So something that is closer to my heart, as much as I love Dirt, the Choo Choo Barn is for sale.
I actually have never
so
been in there.
It is the place that I
Choo-choo.
went to Strasbourg, and then I went to the Choo Choo Barn, and that was it when I was a kid. And
What about Isaac's? Which is
Yeah,
also
and
apparently not there anymore.
yeah, so that's also sad. So a moment of silence for the Choo Choo Barn.
And also the Strasbourg train stop, which
Yeah,
are
and,
one and the same.
That was the shortest moment of silence ever.
Oh, we just got to the news. It's about 2 hours in for the person making the thing. I'm just now
Can you
catching
put
up to that
chapters
moment.
Yeah,
person
we
who does that,
apologize.
Can you make chapters for each moment of silence so everyone knows?
I mean,
like,
I
where
would have to
skip?
make the chapters, and I don't know how to do that, and I'm not about to go figure it out.
If you'd like to pay your respects, go to
Go to.
Yeah,
So-
go to
Go
this
to
moment of silence right here.
buildthewall.com
so,
and donate your
something-
life savings.
Something that
Remember,
we
sign Kavan up for DonaldTrump.org.
Yeah.
something that we thought we had, we were told we had soon. We will not
Allegedly.
have soon,
Oh,
and
no.
that is the new
A girlfriend.
Amtrak Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a social life. Anyway, the
Here
Amtrak Arrow.
it is.
There's issues.
Oh no.
Who could have predicted
Apparently-
this?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, some communication issues, some other issues.
Yeah.
Lots of issues. Anyway, speaking of issues, the other new Amtrak thing also has issues.
We have
Slightly less new.
It doesn't like snow, doesn't like the wind,
one eye
Doesn't like
eye, but I'm still
Florida
going.
either.
it doesn't like when it's hot out,
Doesn't like doors.
it doesn't like when it's cold out, it doesn't like staying shut.
This is the ALC 42 for anyone that can't read TJ's mind. The long distance chargers, they're having
The
issues.
chargers are such utter garbage.
You know how we
Like,
talk about
not
how
because
passenger
they're-
procurement is just a disaster in the modern era? I mean, the issue with the what are these friggin' things called? The Areos, the Oreos.
Yeah.
This is just like a window into the disaster because TJ, you didn't go into it, but the issue is the food and beverage personnel were not able to review the design until 3 months after the contract was signed, and they said the galley layout was inadequate and would have to be completely redesigned. Insufficient food storage space, need for more customer space. It's going to take another 5.5 months. They estimate, along with about $42 or $43 million to make the change itself, which is just insanity.
Yeah.
We love contractors. We love contractors.
Yeah,
we
and-
love contractors.
It's contractors all the way down.
and they didn't
Yeah.
have an issue, or they have further issues at the maintenance facilities, which
Hell yeah, they do.
they were not able to figure out how these train sets would sort of fit into the maintenance facilities, and there have been issues with
Listen.
figuring out how to fit them into the maintenance facilities.
Listen, passenger rail has been going downhill in the U.S. ever since they retired the Heritage Fleet in the F-40s.
Yeah.
Actually, passenger service has been going downhill in the United States since Henry Ford built that thing he made. But
True,
you know,
true.
That little doohickey.
that little doohickey that Weibel just sold.
That little thing.
No,
Right.
but I've heard a lot of bad stuff relating to Chargers.
Oh, we all have.
Like, but like specifically maintenance-wise, because I know people who are friends with crew, like shop workers in Miami, and because they had to be trained on how to maintain the Chargers, and how they were trained on how to fix and maintain the Chargers was, okay, you're going to report the problem to Siemens, and Siemens is going to fly someone in and fix it for you.
Yeah, no, that's
This is
not
why
good.
we need right to repair laws. We need right to repair laws for Amtrak specifically.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
need-
the fix was just a tube that they replaced?
That's probably one of
It's
several.
Amtrak needs the right to do
there's
anything.
so much
now.
more broken with them. Like the massive hole in the side of the engine that happens to allow freezing cold air to freeze the engine over.
Yeah.
Who could have guessed that doesn't work?
Speaking of things not working, our favorite place in the United States for things not working, Boston.
Yeah.
The Orange Line almost had it. They almost had their fixed line with their new trains, but then they found out that it's a shit show.
Yeah, remember how they shut the Orange Line down for a month so they could fix everything, and then it came back and nothing was fixed?
I love contractors. I love contractors.
Yeah, so apparently the American factory of the Chinese company that's making these train sets for yeah, instead of getting an American company to do it, they got a Chinese company to build a factory in Massachusetts to build these for them. And they're just putting pieces on the trains, knowing that there are pieces that go underneath that aren't on the train yet. And they're like, good enough. And then they like wipe their hands and they move it along the assembly line. There's a story in this article about an employee who was sick for a couple days. When he left before he was sick, they were waiting on a part that went behind a wall. When he got back from being sick, the wall was installed. The part had not showed up yet, though. And so out of frustration, he quit on the spot.
Yep, same. Honestly, like, ain't we all?
No, what I would have done is tore down the wall and then quit.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Tear down the wall.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes,
this is...
And I will rebuild the A20 alongside to have glorious selenium.
Also, but, like, instead of getting an American company to do it, I think we're delusional if we think that getting an American company to rebuild, or to build these cars would have been, like, any better. Because procurement, I mean, maybe it would have been a little bit better, but nevertheless, procurement is just a disaster all over the industry.
I'm not saying that they would have done a better job. I'm just saying that how American is it that we can't even get American industry to be domestic?
Don't we have a law for this that these things have to be built in America?
Well, they were built in
Well,
America
yeah, but
just by a Chinese
they were built
company.
in America, but they were built by a Chinese company using parts made in China. It's the only thing they did is ship it over to overseas in a container and assemble it here.
Yep. Yeah,
Fair,
built
but
in
that's
America, not.
Even as few as it is, that's still jobs. There we go.
I mean, I guess, but it's
Yeah,
still a
like-
disaster. I really, and maybe I've echoed this sentiment before, but just the MBTA, like, needs to work because Boston is a city like, if you booted up City Skylines and said, why don't I make a city that is not drivable, but also not walkable?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
can't confirm.
Yeah,
Boston
so
sucks.
just like, oh, you can take the transit places, and no, you can't. It's just, I can't. So far, only about 90 cars have been delivered of the roughly 340 that should have been on hand by now.
Jesus.
The MBTA
You know
sent
what they
them a
should
letter
do?
detailing its dissatisfaction. I've sent a strongly worded letter to follow.
We are very upset with you.
Yeah.
Pleading face, pleading face, pleading face.
So, yeah, it sucks to work for them. It sucks to make things and also to receive the things from them. But if we want to talk about passenger rail going downhill, oh boy, do I have a train story for you guys that you guys already all know about, which is the auto train getting stuck in the south, just wandering off course.
Turning into a Rainbow Six map.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
36
I can't wait
hours,
for-
37 hours.
So
I
it
can't
went
wait for
off
the
course? What
new
happened?
map alongside plane.
Yeah.
So,
You have train.
So I do want to say, and TJ, I will answer your question. But the news is, the headlines and stuff are like painting this as a disaster. Someone called the police allegedly, like this is a hostage situation.
That's why I'm so confused. Yeah, like how is it a hostage situation if the train's just stuck?
But the thing is, from all the like actual reports, things were, I mean, you're stuck on a train for an extra 20 hours. It sucks, but
they weren't holding them.
Yeah, like as I understand, it was not as terrible as the headlines make it sound. They were trying to provide water and snacks and meals to the customers that were stuck on board, working with pet owners to provide bathroom breaks. And the reason this train was delayed 20 hours isn't because of equipment failure or anything. It's because CSX derailed and blocked them. All the other Amtrak services that ran through that area, I don't remember where. Oh, it was in Denmark, South Carolina.
Oh, my favorite.
As opposed to Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The southbound Amtrak auto train was detoured off its normal route. All the other Amtrak trains were canceled, but the auto train, because it's got cars on board, and you can't just like drop the people off and put them on a bus and say go.
Yeah, no.
Which is what we were discussing in the Horseman before this, which is the question of should they have given them the option of just getting on a bus to their destination. Personally, I don't think it would have helped them very much, because their destination is an auto train terminal. And then where do you go from there? You're supposed to have your car.
Yeah.
But
details.
Yeah, details.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's like an impossible option. I just don't think it was worth it if Amtrak wouldn't. I don't think it would have been worth it if Amtrak to provide that as an option.
No. I don't think so either.
They're focused on getting the train and everyone on it to the destination as they are detoured, because they couldn't just cancel the train. And they were stopped in Denmark, South Carolina, while waiting for a new crew to arrive. But the crew that was on the train was doing their best to sort of keep the passengers happy.
They were holding hands and singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, and only a few crews are certified to operate the auto train, which is part of the issue.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Also,
kind of.
You're off course, which probably presents another difficulty with regard to crews. Who's allowed to operate over a given track.
I think at that point you have to have a CSX engineer who's familiar with the territory in the cab alongside the Amtrak engineer.
Yeah, so now you need to get two crews out there.
Not getting a crew from CSX.
And then, of course, because the train is behind schedule, you put it in a siding to let the intermodal go by, and then
all the
more behind schedule.
All the freight trains that are also rerouted because of the derailment. It's an awful situation to be in, for sure, but it seems like Amtrak did their best to keep it from becoming
A hostage situation.
Yeah, an absolute disaster. And for once, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't some sort of equipment failure on their end.
Well, yeah, that's
But
because
it'll
they
look
used the
like it in the media, though.
P-32s. I don't remember the last time a P-32 broke down on the auto train.
Well, don't they usually have like 3 engines on the auto train?
No, it's usually 2.
Oh, okay.
But like all things considered, you very, very, very rarely hear. Like last time the auto train was in the news, it was because it derailed due to CSX being shit with their track work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't hear the auto train being late because of engines breakdown, and I don't know if like the maintenance crews in Stafford and up north are like built different, but it's very rare you hear about delays on the
Well,
auto train,
honestly,
which
it's
is
probably because, you know why? Because it carries cars, and they don't want to deal with the insurance because of the cars, probably. And so they
I mean,
make
I don't
sure
know how-
everything's tipped up.
It is like it is a very high priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine those P-32s are like sparkly clean, like the engines are constantly being polished type deal.
That's
Maybe.
also probably like, well, that's also one of their like flagship services too.
Yeah.
Especially in the
Yeah.
Northeast, like they advertise the shit out of that thing because of all the snowbirds.
The other thing is, the sort of simplicity of the route and the service probably lends itself to it being fairly reliable. But at the same time, we have totally seen the auto train be 5-6 hours late.
Yeah.
Not infrequently. I just feel like
Yeah.
we don't really hear about it because of the profile of the service.
And it's not the first time that's been held up for more than, 20 hours.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah, but I feel like it happens a lot less than other services.
Yeah.
Empire Builder.
Well, the other thing is it gets off the system quickly. Why don't we hear about the Silver Star and Silver Meteor on latest train on Amtrak? Because they get late and then they get done. They're not out there for 3 days.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're out there for like 2 days.
yeah, but it's still an order of magnitude difference.
Yeah, but
They-
usually when like this California Zephyr is delayed, it's only like a day into its trip. It's not like at the very end.
I mean, yeah, but those delays compound to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
The longer time a thing has to be delayed, the more delay it's going to accrue. At least if you're an Amtrak train on freight track.
Yeah.
They don't end up with 16-hour delay. They usually don't get like a 16-hour delay all at once.
No.
Unless, someone really fucks up ahead of them.
And when that happens, you get this auto train.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I think it is. There may be an element to it that they do prioritize the service, but I think there's another element of confirmation bias. I feel like the auto train definitely gets delayed too.
From what I've heard, CSX treats the auto train like it's a Z train because it doesn't have to make any stops.
Yeah,
So they just treat it like a fast intermodal just to get it like through the system because they know it's not going to give them any issues
Yeah.
because it doesn't have to stop or anything like that.
yeah, and that's another thing to consider. There are no stops. A lot of the time, Amtrak delays are kicked off by, oh, we had to make a station stop too long because of an unruly passenger, and now we're off of our slot, and now we get sidelined, and now we're 4 hours late.
Yep.
So,
Sounds about right.
tough day to be Amtrak. How's other passenger rail doing?
Brightline's actually doing really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Unless you count murdering people good.
Oh.
Ooh.
I mean, depends on
Almost
No.
had it.
your definition of good. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I met Shortline earlier. He took Brightline down from West Palm Beach.
Based.
He said he really enjoyed the trip. He said it was like really nice. The stations were beautiful and well kept. So I'm just passing his word down.
Yeah, sure.
But but actually, Brightline hasn't killed anyone.
Not
like-
lately.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since they've killed someone, like in quotation marks.
A while as in like
Um,
a couple weeks.
Well,
'Cause
it's been at least.
Didn't
since the
they
last
kill
podcast.
someone when? Didn't they kill someone when Kevin was supposed to take it? And that was like a couple weeks
No,
ago.
I think they just hit someone.
Oh, they just hit someone. Okay.
Yeah, no, because I don't think it was fatal.
I think
Yeah,
they
I don't think so.
They just clipped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just winged him. He'll be fine.
Um,
That'll
but
it's
it's
just-
really good Brightline news.
rub some dirt
They
in it.
are connected their tracks from Orlando to the East Coast using a golden quote spike. Yeah, it was even though it was a clip that they had to remove
clip.
because the FRA prevents you from using colored materials.
That's racist.
So they
you
put
can't
the
really say
golden
that
clip
word
in.
anymore.
They took photos, and then they had to remove the golden clip so the FRA doesn't get mad.
Man, they would hate the brown steel ties that we have out here.
Yeah.
UFA.
So
No,
the station was unveiled, and the first class lounge is equivalent to like the highest class of like aircraft. Like you're taking like Japanese airline like type of first class lounge. And there's gonna be flipboards.
Dope.
And
Yeah.
those flipboards, just as Amtrak is removing theirs from what was it, Penn Station?
Oh, they removed them all
36.
a while ago.
I thought the news article was fairly recent.
They said the one at 30th Street's coming back as like a decoration.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Which, like,
the boards
come on,
are
guys,
gonna
do it
be
real.
yeah, they're gonna be functional. Yeah, 30th Street. Yeah, they're gonna be functional. You know, we're gonna have flip-flap boards back in the U.S.
So I mean, flipboards are very cool, and I was once like, how expensive would it be to get like a flipboard? First of all, they're impossible to find like online.
I would imagine
because
yeah.
they're, incredibly, incredibly complicated. I found a single segment, so one letter, on sale for $500.
Oh my god!
And I went, that's why they don't have flipboards anymore, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's why. They should
so
just make like it'd be cool at least if they hired like a graphics guy to do like a virtual one.
Yeah, that would be neat.
There's a very, very cool clock. I think I don't remember. I don't think it's at Schiphol.
Nice
I think it's at Amsterdam Central. Where the clock is actually it's like a 24-hour hand clock, but it's a guy like inside of it.
Oh,
and
I've seen this. I've seen a video of that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
neat.
really cool to see it in person. So the station's also going to have a lounge which overlooks the station from inside, so you can see the trains like come into the station, which is really cool.
Honestly, Brightline is just getting closer. Like, it's getting closer and closer to Iowa Pacific, as in a railroad run by foamers, but the good ending.
The good ending.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So the airport has a direct connection to the Orlando International Airport People Mover, which is I think it's third rail. It'll have a gift shop, food, and then of course specific lounges for different airlines. So it says here that JetBlue has a special lounge. So I'm sure they leased it out to the highest bidder. And I believe Sunrail is also going to be it's going to be coming into the station, but I don't know if plans have been finalized yet for that. And I imagine it's going to be the same as it is down here in Miami, where first class gets free access to the lounge, free coffee, free snacks, free water, free drinks, everything like that.
Right.
And of course, sale on alcohol.
Ooh.
And then you can actually buy alcohol on the trains.
That's really cool, actually.
You can do that on Amtrak. You can do that on Amtrak. Amtrak.
Yeah, no, but and then on top of that, Universal is offering to fund 11 miles of track for Brightline on its Tampa extension.
Ooh.
Holy crap!
The Hogwarts Express.
I didn't realize that the pissing match between Disney and Universal about Brightline was continuing, but here we go.
Oh yeah, no, it's still going. So I don't know how much 11 miles of track correlates money-wise, but that is about an eighth of the total length. They have pledged $125 million, which is a decent amount.
It's a good amount of money.
It's a small loan of $125 million.
So like, you're saying the things are going to be branded, so they're just going to get the Universal Studios TM Brightline Lounge.
You're gonna get
I mean,
the
I wouldn't
Minion
imagine if they have
the
like
Minion Lounge.
The
No, like,
Minion Lounge.
Minions.
no, I would literally not be surprised if Brightline runs and it, like, or maybe Sunrail or something like that. They run a branded train from Orlando and even from Miami to the Universal Station. I don't know where the Universal Station is going to be. If it's going to be on property or if it's going to be nearby and you have to take a bus.
I'm telling you, they're gonna make the real Hogwarts Express
Yeah.
and run it back and forth.
No, but,
the
but
mainline
Brightline already
Run it on the
has
mainline gobbles.
Brightline's already done this before. They already have branded trains. What they do for the Miami Heat games is because the station is a literal 2-minute walk from the arena, or like two stations on the People Mover.
If you can survive the Miami Heat.
Yeah, we're doing better. Okay, you know we're starting. We're like only 9 games behind Boston now. What they do is they have like a bunch of Heat cheerleaders on the train, and it's a special train specifically for the game. So it arrives 30 minutes before the game and it leaves an hour after the game or something like that. They have like the cheerleaders on board, they have the mascot on board, and they have like a bunch of Miami Heat themed events on the train.
3-point contest.
3-point contest, except it's with people.
Yeah, you throw them in front of the train.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a strike.
Brightline's like, damn, we haven't killed anyone lately. We demand sacrifices.
Yeah, wait, I think they should do an AP
Exactly.
Pro
Right.
Bowling sponsor train.
Jesus Christ.
How many people can you hit?
So yeah, so I believe, like, there's a lot of people like in the project. It's not just Brightline and Universal. It's Brightline, Orlando Rail Systems, Sunrail. I imagine CSX has to be involved in some sort of case because I don't know if Sunrail owns the tracks, but there's going to be a very, very, very small portion of tracks where Brightline runs either on CSX track or Sunrail track. Again, I don't know who owns it. Then it's probably less than a mile if I'm being honest. It's gonna make a left and go to Universal.
What's Disney have to say about that?
Disney's partnering with Sunrail to make a station near the South International Drive, which is near the Disney parks.
It would be cool if Disney pulled a classic Walt and rebuilt that. They used to have a
Oh, I know
Like
what you're
a
talking
stand-
about.
they used to have like a standard gauge railroad at Walt Disney World that went to like the Nature's Wonderland cabin or whatever the heck.
Okay.
They should like bring the Walt Disney train love back and build like a steam train.
Wasn't the operation of that like incredibly cursed? Like they kept almost blowing the things up.
I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
pretty sure, yes. There's like one video that I've ever found that talks about that, and I think I remember it saying something about it.
Gotcha. I mean, I generally thought the pissing match had been done by Brightline saying, "Nah, screw the both of you. We're going to build our own, our own station."
Our own theme park.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, trolley parks.
Brightline theme park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it's murder
So,
themed.
yeah.
Put up the
Oh, no.
dang wires.
But Brightline also, with the announcement, well, not necessarily with the announcement, of like coinciding with the announcement, Brightline released its stats. Ridership was up 18% versus 2019 and 2022.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And revenue was up almost 40%.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good.
Money,
It's almost
money,
like
money.
people like trains.
People like
Yeah.
trains.
Anyone want to guess their on-time performance? Hint, it's better than Amtrak.
That's an extraordinarily low bar.
Yeah.
You
have
guess
you
like
ever-
85%.
Okay,
No.
here's the new
Higher.
metric. How does it compare to Europe?
I mean, I think a 95% on-time performance is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
better than the MBTA.
even like buying
5% set aside for people strikes.
Just imagine this the little strike animation for Brightline.
If only they had ALC 42s, then it would go down to 0%.
My God, Ellis,
Yeah.
there needs to be an animation where a bunch of bowling pins get hit by a train for a strike.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Needs
it's
to
like
happen.
the one where the
There's just
bowling
blood
ball
everywhere.
comes on the bowling pins.
No.
Brightline.
I think, yeah, I've seen that one. What the
I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it.
Yeah,
Right. That was in
In
the very recesses of my mind, but it just...
it's
it's
exactly what I
back
was
now.
thinking of.
You brought Milky back.
in other Brightline news, they've actually in between Orlando and that they've opened 2 more stations, including the Boca Raton station and the Aventura station.
When are
Both
they opening?
stations are future proofed, to the extent
Ooh.
that the Boca Raton station has the. So for right now, it's just one platform, and the southbound trains just like merge onto the platform, but the northbound trains have to cross the southbound track and then merge into the platform. But the bridge, like the pillars that would like have the bridge in between it, where like you'd have all, like the stairs would be inside the pillars and the elevators, is already constructed. So all they would actually have to do is build the bridge and lay the platform. And then for the Aventura station, it's an island station, so the FEC tracks, split like Moses in the Red Sea or something like that. And Brightline goes down the middle, and they have the tracks laid for for bidirectional trains, but they aren't. One of the sides isn't plugged into the station, so it's just saving on maintenance costs and stuff like that.
They must be playing OpenTGD to figure out their strat.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And then the last of the South Florida Brightline news is they've partnered with Uber. With Brightline Plus, I believe you get a free Uber to or from the station, depending on your ticket and whatever.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So premium fares include a complimentary ride share anywhere within a 5-mile radius of a station, and smart fares, which is the cheaper like first class is premium, second class is smart, include the option to reserve a ride with the ride sharing partner all in one transaction. So you don't have to book the Uber separately. The Uber will be waiting at the station for you.
Do they hold up a sign with your last name?
Please.
Yeah, there'll be a guy waiting for you off the train, being like, "Hello, are you Mr. Smith? No. Okay, are you Mr. Smith? No. Are you Mr. Smith?"
No, they just hold up the sign and you go to them.
Okay, that has happened to me one time, and I will say, pay for that.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a king.
I felt like a G.
I'm not sure if this is new, but Brightline also now offers shuttle services with fixed destinations. So I assume like from the Aventura station, it's like a 5-minute ride to the mall, so they take you to the mall. And they offer special event buses.
Fixed destinations, it's almost like there's a thing that does that. Or it could do buses. That. A bus, yeah.
Well, they're like
Brightline
buses,
should just
but
make
vans.
Brightline should just make streetcars.
Well, Brightline also has a bus.
Brightline light rail, Brightline light rail. They can hit so many more people if they go to light rail.
The question is...
Okay, we were supposed to have light rail last year in
Fort
Lauderdale.
Pounding the desk. I want to see light rail!
If Brightline goes down the middle of the street with light rail, they will hit so many more cars and people. They will be so happy.
They're going to need to put a giant plow on the front of the light rail vehicle.
They're going to make it like Fast and Furious 5.
I'm just imagining like a modern light rail vehicle, but with a people catcher on the front of it.
Yeah, remember when they remember like at one point after Charlottesville they banned like bull bars and stuff from being installed on trucks because of, like ISIS or whatever.
Bruh.
Well,
we need Brightline, but with the Rambow. So
they're gonna have to get one of those like extreme bull bars for the light rail.
Yeah. So like it splits the car perfectly in two. Like they need to have like a chainsaw to the front of the train.
We are constructing the Brightline armored train.
Yeah, it just looks like a combine attachment from like a farm.
Yeah. No, you just put a rotary plow in front of it.
Yeah. You can't hit anybody if they're just powder.
Yeah. Speaking of Brightline that may need rotary plows, Minnesota.
Cage. Oh.
No, Minnesota is proposing a high-speed rail connection in between Duluth and St. Paul, and they use Brightline reskins
Yeah.
for their image.
Yeah.
And dear God, these are ugly.
It's green.
Okay,
It's
but, like,
very green.
Can
And
people
blue.
just like put up the dang wires, please?
Yeah, that'd
I
be
mean,
nice.
this is
Like,
probably
people
like
would do
hey, we
anything.
want to do the thing.
Like, people will get
Um,
as close as possible to making a like a TGV or like an ice looking thing,
Yeah.
but then they won't put the wires there.
In
Yeah.
fairness, the first TGV was a turbine, which is incredibly cool.
And so,
Okay,
I
we'll
mean,
make them a turbine
there
then,
is
at
a
least.
diesel version of the ice. Or the ICE.
Yeah, well, you know what? Don't care. Didn't ask.
But a bill was introduced for $99 million in funding for the MSP, Duluth Northern Lights Express, is what it's currently called.
That's cool.
I don't know why. Estimated capital cost is $425 million. Federally, at 80% would be $340 million. I don't know what that means. The government gets something for cheaper. I don't know.
It may be a funding thing.
Yeah, I don't.
Possibly.
Like
The study
how
they
the highway.
used. Yeah, the study they used to the feasibility study is from 2007. Oh,
It's
but
almost
it
like
connects.
people have been trying to do this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
the
still newer
stations,
than one that I've seen. But go on.
the stations they want to do is St. Paul, Minneapolis, Coon Rivers, Foley, Cambridge, Hinckley, Superior, Duluth, and possible stations are in Sandstone and Two Harbors, which I believe connect with highway connections. I don't know why you'd want to connect with a highway. Train good, car bad.
Listen,
So
if
yeah,
they they can't get there by walking there's no reason there for them to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be very excited for this for two reasons. One reason, transit. Second reason, you get to go to the train museum in Duluth, which has everything in it. It's like the brother to the IRM. It's great.
Yeah, I want to get up to Duluth at some point. That'd be great.
My own other thing that I will add is this train, if it's built, could be made even better if a certain state next to Minnesota would actually let the Twin Cities Hiawatha exist again.
Yeah, that's,
Illinois.
Yeah, definitely Illinois.
It's.
I mean,
I think Wisconsin is repealing that at the moment because they have one of the Hiawathas which runs to Wisconsin Dells, I think, and that's where it ends.
Tell Wisconsin to suck their own cheese off.
The issue, like Wisconsin has turned down trains again and again. Like, remember the Talgos?
Yeah.
That they were supposed to have?
I remember that well. Because we were also supposed to have them, and then, well, dead.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny about that? You know who like founded Wisconsin?
A farmer.
The frickin' socialists, okay?
Oh.
And the socialists would want the trains. All right.
I mean,
basically,
I have bad news about that.
Socialism
Wisconsin
is
isn't very
untrained.
socialist
I know it's not anymore. I know socialists were frickin' founded the Republican Party too, and look where that led.
To start with the derailment, basically, the only way to get into Minneapolis is by taking a bus, a plane, a car, or the train. And the train is the Empire Builder, and it gets into Minneapolis at, frankly, unacceptable times. It's awful. I've ridden the Empire Builder, and you either get there at 10 p.m. at night or like 8 in the morning. And that's it. The train doesn't run any quicker, any slower, and you don't know if you're going to be late because it's the Empire Builder. So,
in fairness, those seem like fairly reasonable times.
They're fairly reasonable times, but the depot is in St. Paul, and my boyfriend lives not near St. Paul, so
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of
10 p.m.
my
is
own
kind
personal
of
experience.
10 p.m. is kind of a sucky time to pick someone up from a train station.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, 10 p.m. is sucky. But like an 8 a.m. arrival time is actually
he's
pretty
picked me
good.
up.
Yeah.
I can't. Let me look it up.
Okay,
well,
you see, I
the
know
thing
why
with the Empire Builder
Wisconsin.
is... Sorry.
I was gonna say, I know why Wisconsin hates trains now.
Why?
The Milwaukee Road no longer.
Yeah, they were like, bring the wires back and we'll talk.
It all comes back to the Milwaukee Road.
It's supposed to arrive in.
Bring the little Joe back.
It's supposed to arrive 7:43 in the morning and 10:03 at night. And
Those are
although
awful times.
although
That's pretty
7
bad.
isn't necessarily the worst because everything's opening up, 10 is really bad.
Like
Yeah.
everything's closed. Like
Yep.
everything
Like,
closes at 10.
The one Uber ride I've had, I was told by the driver, I was the only one to come get you. Yeah.
Yeah. No one else is coming over there at that time of night. Love that.
Yeah.
You know what helps like lift up a neighborhood? Transit.
2 foot.
Well, yes. Also, 2 foot specifically. Transit that is done with 2 foot. That's instant.
That's fantastic.
Like, yeah.
People are saying, I don't
I
have
have a
space for my light
question
rail. I
about-
don't have space for my train. How about you make it 2 foot?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I have a question about Minneapolis/St. Paul. Is the Amtrak station an Amshack, or is it like a nice looking station?
Oh, it's the old. I believe it's the Northern Pacific Milwaukee Road Union Station. Actually,
Yeah.
Amtrak
Alright, so
used
it's
to use
an actual station. It's not just a concrete platform in the middle of the
Amtrak
yard.
used to use the Great Northern Station, and then they switched to the station they use now a while back. The thing is, though, it went from at least like 10 tracks to 2.
Well,
I mean, but
sounds
like
like
it
they
don't-
don't-
10
it
tracks
sounds
when
like
you
they
only
don't
have
need
the
to.
Empire Builder.
It's got this massive
Yeah.
concourse with a ton of doors, and you only go in one door at the very end where the
Well.
train is. It's got this nice inside though. It's very empty in the inside. It has this nice artwork on the top, and around the room at the very top is like a nice kind of mural-ish of like things the road had at the time, like their EP2s in the walls. It's nice.
Careful about
Very
putting
well.
electric engines in the wall. They learned something about that at Union Station, DC.
I would hope.
Oh.
I would hope if they build the thing,
No, that's through
going
the
to
wall.
Duluth, that they use that station, but it's not many tracks, so.
I can't even find a station on Google Maps.
It's
Ask
insane.
ask Detroit how using old stations is going.
Well, it would still be nice. Also ask Central
Alright.
Falls, but
Hey, no, that opens like in like 2 weeks.
yeah, that's not the old station though.
Here, East,
Yeah.
you want to see
But
just how
also,
bad it
it
is?
opens in 2 weeks.
Send it. Also, something Moynihan.
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 I mean,
Okay, that place is so nice. Okay, that's my only piece of train news I completely forgot about. Between last time I was on the podcast and now, I've been inside Moynihan Train Hall, and I could say, wow.
it's
You can
a
see
shame
just-
that it doesn't actually solve any of the problems with Penn Station, but it's a nice
No.
place.
It doesn't solve any of the problems because you get off the train in Penn Station, and then you have to walk across the New York street where everybody's waiting in line for a freaking concert at Madison Square Garden.
Okay, I will give it this. Madison Square Garden is a pretty cool station.
No.
Like you can just walk out. At least the one time I went there. It's
No,
pretty
Madison
cool, 'cause you
Square
can just-
Garden should be launched into
No.
orbit.
Stadiums
No, the
and
stadium
train
it should be
stations
as
do
well.
not belong together. Ask North Station.
At least
No, but I think
North
it's-
Station is okay. It's not
If it were
atrocious.
connected to South Station, it'd be okay.
Okay, but that's no.
That was the plan the whole time.
Yeah, okay.
It was. It was the plan the whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the plan the whole time. That doesn't mean it was ever going to happen.
That tends to happen with train stuff.
I am.
Yeah, but
like,
the big dig, we're
would-
still paying for that.
Would it be nice? Yeah. Is it ever gonna happen? No. Was it ever gonna happen? No. Like I'm
Isn't there
under
like a
I'm under no delusions that it was ever a real option to connect the two stations. We're stuck.
Isn't it
It's
like a-
that would make Boston too convenient. It's not allowed.
yeah? Oh, you want to have fun in Boston? No. No. Like, isn't it like a concrete plan now? Like, haven't they done like a study and then they have like a plan?
I mean, last I heard, they're gonna try to instate a service over the Grand Junction branch, but that might
Ugh.
be as close as you're gonna get.
Ugh. Anyway,
Anyway, can we do like 2 foot and then the rest
Yeah,
of the
can we
news
finish-
so that I
can we
can go to
finish this?
sleep?
yeah, I want to get off
No.
the podcast, please.
I want to get off.
Um,
I want to get off the Four Formers Wild Ride.
Yeah, please, I didn't want to do the Royale, please.
That's that image.
No more
There's not-
Royale.
There's 1978 for you.
I did TJ revisionist history.
Yeah, it's the Lost Cause myth all
Yeah.
over again.
Oh god
Who's
damn
here?
it!
Who's
Now
here?
it's more Four Foamers.
Oh, Julius, we want this to end.
Hello? He's told me I should join.
What
We
the
want this
Oh
to
my
end.
god.
We want the podcast to end.
What are you doing in the swamp?
I have been summoned.
No.
Oh, anyway, I ran the longest. No, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna go
Julius,
back.
what's
Bye,
the
guys.
latest? Oh, Julius, wait. What's the latest train
no.
on Amtrak?
Oh,
No, it's not fair because I looked earlier.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! Leave!
Cheetah.
No.
Leave!
Seriously,
well, now he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, not,
I'm just sitting in silence.
no, because you told me to. I won't leave.
Can we just do the rest of the news?
No. We are the news.
So,
I hope
so
the guy who
Tifa-
leaves
We do
the
earliest
comments
train on
news
Amtrak.
adds 2 time slots.
We're doing earliest train on Amtrak in like 3 months. Just wait.
So Monsoon 3 received emergency repair card at Sheepscott's this week.
Wait, what? Why are you talking about this? This is old. This is so old.
I
It's
don't know
old as
because it was
F.
Trufa.
Do
This
it.
was from November 18th.
It may be what the rest of the podcast
We don't need to talk
wants,
about this. We
but
don't need
you
to talk
don't.
about this.
Okay,
Woof.
in more based and modern
Yeah.
2-foot news.
They put the 4 on 10. They put the 4 on the 3. Okay, that's
Yeah,
it.
they swapped the tender tanks or the
That's
tanks.
it. They put the 4 on the 3.
The NG-15 Kalahari number 134, my bad, has a boiler.
The calamari.
Wow.
Delicious.
The Calabunga.
I love
Can
calamari.
you stop the podcast?
What?
No,
What?
it's Bender's turn.
Can my presence kick east? Because
No.
I
But
outrank
Tyler's
him.
No.
been here the whole time.
No,
Damn.
you cannot.
Hello.
No, we already had the coup.
Tyler
and it happened.
is Tyler is also not outranked by Tyler does not outrank O'Gillies. So
Julius, you can force Bender to share his discussion topic right
no,
now.
you cannot.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna stop causing chaos. Goodbye.
No.
Have a good one.
This,
There's also an
yeah, no,
NG-15
they just-
in Wales.
Yeah, there's actually 2 NG-15.
Yeah,
in
who
Wales now.
cares?
Sisters Reunited again, they literally just took the boiler and laid it on the frame and said, this is good enough.
That's legal.
Um,
It's legal if you do that.
Yeah,
on the main line.
there's many NG. So they slapped a nice wooden cab on it. And yeah, we almost have 2 operational NG, or maybe not 2 operational, but 2 NG-15s.
Two complete NG-15s.
Yeah.
Notably,
Wow.
these, for those who don't remember the worldwide royales, the NG-15 is the best locomotive on Earth. So,
Yeah.
it's good to have
There's
those
no
back.
debating that.
Don't Google it.
So yeah, here's a picture of them side by side when it sends.
Yay!
You can see, guess which one is the new boiler and which one isn't.
Probably the one on the left.
2-foot Mikado is very
Correct.
funny.
It's such adorable. I can't wait to cook eggs in them.
Okay,
Hey,
Bender, go
anybody have any
through your news.
Okay, I'll try to go through these as quick as feasible.
Okay.
So, number 1, we're starting with going from probably least known to best known. Except from the other one. So, the Inland Northwest Rail Museum has recently received SD9 number 599.
$5.99.
For those on the podcast, it's the one that we were selling Sky Element.
Yeah, so this engine was originally donated to Sky Commish. If that's how it's pronounced. I don't know, I've been pronouncing things weirdly.
Well, I'm at.
They couldn't quite accept it. As far as I know, it was ostensibly displayed.
It was a thing. They did technically accept it, and then BNSF threatened to scrap it. It was a whole ordeal that found a happy ending. Works out.
Yeah. Basically, the engine is finally being donated again to the Inland Northwest Rail Museum, who coincidentally owns its sister, which is GN 598. These
And
were the only 2 delivered with dynamic brakes for use on a specific branch.
I think they were ordered for a branch out of Klamath Falls. That I think it was under the Oregon, California, and Eastern Division, which is what. It was a weird logging operation that was ran by the SP and the GN, and they flipped ownership. So GN ordered these for that.
So
Oh.
from what I can gather by reading the Facebook post, They plan to restore 598 to operation. However, each of these both have things that the other needs. So, 598 doesn't have traction motors, but it has the original 567C and the electrical system. GN 589 has a modified engine, presumably like using 645 power assemblies or something.
Yes.
But does not, and it has traction motors, but it doesn't have electrical components, so it's not better to restore. However, they will still, if when they can, they will cosmetically restore it and possibly tow it behind 598, and maybe restore the cab so that they can show it off and not have the train go wildly in a different direction.
Happy ending for the train.
It'll currently sit off-site because they have much work to do on 598, but they do have it and they will receive it. There was a GoFundMe in 2020 made by Ian Folds. This doesn't make any mention of it. It's not clear if those funds will go towards it.
I would hope so.
Hope so, but it's not clear. Either the people got their money back or it was a grift or something. That was topic number one. Number two is the Oregon Rail Heritage Center is finally installing the Brooklyn turntable.
Yay! They can do circles in their 150 feet.
They finally
radius?
did it. When I went there, all they had was like dots on the ground where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, that's what was there when I was there too.
The PA one was pretty cool. Sad I couldn't go inside because of COVID. They're now installing this so they can actually turn 44, 49, and 700 and 197 whenever 197 exists again. Apparently,
Someday.
they also bought a Shay, a 3-truck Shay,
What?
by Lyman in 1923.
They acquired it.
They acquired it.
They so that was owned by the Oregon Historical Society. And interestingly enough, it only survives because the scrapper got his torch near a freaking Willamette, which would have been more base. But anyway, that's how that engine survives. So it ran on the City of Pineville Railway for a while. It ran on the Cass Scenic Railroad for about 20 years before that.
Oh.
And it's now back in Portland, where it was first displayed.
So they also plan to build 2 tracks off the turntable to presumably house, they say in this article, SW 1096 and BNSF 3613, which is an SW 1000.
Yep.
And they also mention how in 2017, 4449 on a 2-day excursion to Bend, Oregon, had to be turned in North Portland the day before so they could actually run because they don't have anywhere else to do something.
But if we had our turntable...
Yeah, the cool thing is they actually got state funding in part for the turntable.
They got
they went and convinced Connect Oregon, which is one of the major transportation grants out here, to give them some funds to did their pit.
To lead this into the next article, the Holiday Express, which is something that sometimes the engines do at the ORHF,
the ORF.
The ORF.
ORF.
This year was led by Polson Lumber 282 number 2 from Albany and Eastern, which leads us to the next topic, which is Polson 70.
Yes.
Polson 70 recently, January 10th, was pulled out of the shop by, I think they got a new switcher or something. I'm not entirely sure, but they pulled it out so they could clean it off, and I did a little bit more digging. And on the 12th, they put back on many of the appliances that were stripped off in case, like, looters came around.
Yeah.
Looters!
Very cool. They cleaned the locomotive, they put everything back on, and if you want to donate, you can go to wfim.org/donate.
This is such a cool little thing. I want to make trading cards for Polson 70. It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's been a while too, hasn't it?
The Polson boys are beautiful. It's a sister kind of to number 2.
Next up,
the Polson was weird.
Next up is the Reading 2100 December 22 update. December 2022. The first thing of note is that they have some kind of thing, Legends of Steam, with Gary Bensman as a keynote speaker, which has been
Legends of Steam.
rescheduled for Saturday, April 29th at 2 p.m. Apparently, tickets are still on sale. You can get them at AmericanSteamRailroad.org. And then it is in Cleveland, Independence, Ohio.
Breaking news, it's about to sell out, so buy your tickets now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
They pulled out many of the tubes,
Tubes.
grinded some stuff, and they want you to know as well that you can still buy tubes for the locomotive at $95 for a hole or $475 per foot.
So, do I get to take them home?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Your name will be engraved in the tube.
Oh.
That's a lie.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
That'd be a neat gimmick if we were going to restore another engine.
Let's see. They also got on loan from, I believe it's the Fort Wayne Historical Society, and the people who run 765. They got a hydrostatic tester for the superheating element, and they have been building their own and continue to do so they can properly test the superheating elements for 2100.
Cool.
Next up, you may have heard of this one. It made big headline news a few months ago. Silvis, Illinois. They have recently, received quite a few UP stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have a 400,000 square foot building, which they also, by the way, plan to install a turntable out front of, which I believe is an ex-Milwaukee turntable.
It was from
Milwaukee
Bentonville, Illinois.
That makes sense. Recently, they have been starting work on restoring 3985, and they plan to turn their 400,000 square foot building into much of a museum to house its locomotives and passenger cars and everything else. These are the same people who own 260, 261, and 32A, and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if they'll move those down here, or down over there, or if they'll stay in Minnesota.
I assume they're going to collect everything together, and this is going to be like their new base of operations.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they ever got over the need to put PTC on 261, but the last time we had like a big piece of news about that organization, it's because they were pitching a fit about PTC and saying that 261 will never run again or something like that.
That's probably what they got 32A for. Recently, let's see, so Dave Harrell, I believe, gave us this quote. It's this beautiful old building, and yes, it's kind of battle tested, but if you can purpose it and reimagine it and create space that can be used for tourism and overnight demand to help further that story, I think it's very unique.
Yeah.
So the city also plans to build a footbridge over the yard to give better access for transport, and just so people, don't get hit. They received a $25,000 donation, I believe, or grant from the Candelaria Fund, and through matching grant opportunities that turned into $75,000, which is quite good.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've been doing some good work, and for once we have high-quality pictures of 5511, sorely missed.
Allegedly.
They're seem to be epic work. The restoration of 3985 is supposed to last 3 years, from what I gather in this article, but that's a tall order.
Yeah.
Next up, which is the last thing we're going to talk about, is something Milky sent to me that was posted in the last hour.
Yeah.
Again, from the Inland Northwest Rail Museum. Breaking
news.
This is something from the former Iowa Pacific, so it's not, so like, oh my god, but it is the last SPNS F unit, SPNS 804. It spent time in Stillwater, Minnesota as the Minnesota Zephyr.
And it spent a while in Alamosa collecting debt.
It was in Alamosa? Oh no.
Yeah, they got bought by Iowa Pacific along with the passenger cars and moved, and then they went bust.
Yep.
Poor Slurch.
Um,
And it was also on Ozark Mountain for a year or two.
As is tradition.
Yep.
Allegedly.
they saved it apparently at the last minute from scrapping, so
Yeah, that
they're going to
makes
be
sense.
shipping it. It
That
still
checks
has
out.
it's still the 567B in it. Still runs apparently.
Yeah, and it's getting new traction, motors, and wheels installed. And the East is dying because it's great news.
He sat
Wait,
on
why
his
am I dying?
I
You
don't know.
sat on your mic.
Whoever died. Yeah,
Apparently they have more coming this year, so stay tuned.
more
You just
coming.
More
sat
coming,
on your
Uwu.
mic.
Yeah, but that's
Uh,
great.
this
I'm
is-
very happy to see this. This is the best outcome.
This museum is, as far as I know, the biggest until you hit like anywhere else.
It's the biggest one in the Northwest, I
Yeah,
think, in terms of stuff in halfway decent condition.
If you
Sorry,
want,
sorry,
if you want to
Northwest
see
Railway
trains,
Museum and Snoqualmie, Washington.
if
You're a
you want to
great
see trains,
museum,
you got to
and
go
I
here.
appreciate you.
These guys
But
have these guys have a number of trains, equipment, mainly passenger cars and F units, a lot of decently stuff, and they have, I think, the last remaining Harriman Pacific aside from 197, which is largely in unmodified condition. Aside from the fact I think they're also trying to restore that somewhat, at least cosmetically. That concludes just about everything.
All right.
Except
No. Save
the
it.
fact-
Save it. Save it.
no,
Save it. No, you gotta do it.
no,
You gotta do it.
No, I had no.
I moved it.
No, you did. Boo.
Yeah.
This is admin abuse.
It is. It's my
getting
podcast,
a-
damn it. Do something
Yeah,
for me.
There you go. You get a point. That's yeah.
Okay. Latest train on Amtrak?
I'm
West
feeling the. Ooh, TJ.
Also,
said that.
CSX does not approve of Nazis.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Supposedly.
Damn it! Now what am I gonna do to the picture to nut to?
TJ's got it taken care of.
I'm afraid to click TJ's thing.
It's
Oh, okay.
All right, we got a westbound Zephyr,
Southbound
Give me
Crescent.
southbound Crescent. Okay,
the eastbound Zephyr.
eastbound Zephyr, Bender.
I gotta go for the classic. Come on, Empire Builder, hit me.
Which way?
Westbound.
Westbound. Tyler.
Yes.
Westbound Chief.
Westbound Chief.
It would be funny if we drag O'Gillies in to tell us what the latest train is.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Is he still like sitting in the Achilles?
Yes.
Yeah.
O'Gillies, what's
What-
the latest train on Amtrak?
What is the answer? What is the latest train on Amtrak?
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
Okay. What was everyone's guesses?
No.
No, just tell us. The audience can figure it out.
Okay. The latest train on Amtrak is the eastbound California Zephyr to Chicago. It is 8 hours or 7 hours 58 minutes late at Colfax, California.
It hasn't even
Did I
left
say-
California.
Did I say east or west?
I don't remember.
I
Who
said
cares?
west, you said east.
I said
It's
east.
an eastbound.
He's cheated. He's cheated.
Yeah, he asked O'Gillies. Yeah, he asked.
Yeah, I definitely DM'd O'Gillies. Yeah, that's
We
exactly
did
what
send
happened.
all
Okay. Terminations. Which means
Do I get one?
no.
No.
Well, that means I don't have to follow the rules.
Yeah, O'Gillies isn't a valid part of this podcast, which means he can make himself a termination. I think he and Tyler should collab on the termination.
It's okay. I'm making him follow the rules.
Oh.
We are inside the walls.
All right.
This is Chinese propaganda.
I am removing O'Gillies' social credit.
I
Was
think
nice.
O'Gillies can unmute.
No, not if he's server muted.
Man.
All right. Anyway, mine is just very simple. Come see us at the Big E.
Don't come see me though.
Okay, don't
Yeah,
see. Yeah, come on Saturday so that
specifically
TJ doesn't have to
come
see you.
Yeah, I hate all of you
TJ's
already. So
Huh? Cool.
you all suck. All 3 viewers of the podcast, I hate you all. Especially that guy who leaves all the comments. Get a
Yeah.
life.
We are always here. All right, Milky.
I really don't have one.
Cookies is just
So,
I hate this.
Yeah.
Get out of here. All right, TJ.
I got a hot video to show
Oh God,
you guys.
hot.
All right, that's a hot video. Anyway, East, you want to tell us what we found out during the course of the show?
So Brett actually did kill someone yesterday.
Yesterday they
What?
knew what was going to happen.
Some woman just walked in front of the train and became mist.
Whip.
But she probably didn't become mist. She probably got hit at like 30 miles an hour because apparently it was where the station was. So I don't know if she like fell off the platform or whatever, but she did die. So yeah, but like Brightline's kill streak is going strong.
All right, good night,
God
guys.
damn it. No, wait, Bender.
Wait, Ben's termination.
My termination is this obnoxious video from 13 years ago.
The
The Milwaukee Road.
No, cool.
All right, it's from 13 years ago. How long has this been a meme? All right. Listen.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone that stuck it out for this 3-hour-long disaster of a podcast.
They need mental help.
Yeah.
You didn't put your termination.
Yes, we do.
Oh, they do. They do. Yeah, definitely, they do. If the voices in my head would stop saying that you're in my walls, I'd appreciate it.
Keep
going,
I'm about to
guys.
kick every single one out of this document. But guess what? I'm not thanking the co-host this time.
This is admin abuse.
But thank you to Wes and Steve. Mostly Steve, because he answers my emails more often. But they're both fantastic. And thanks to this camera in Japan, I have no idea who runs it, but it's not Virtual Railpan.
Can I put my balls in your jaw?
Is this how the whole podcast has been?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Well,
It really started coming undone in the last 20 minutes or so. Listen, in case of an emergency, call Conrail.
And remember,
So you're down.
Ellis D'Amelio.
keep your balls in your jaw.
There was something else I wanted to say, but you know what? I can save it. Thanks for 200 episodes of this thing.
We love you guys all.
No, we don't.
Thank you for
I don't love you
watching.
guys. I think you
Have a
guys are
good
the
night.
vermin of
Yeah,
the earth.
Man, remember
React
when
potato
remember
jelly.
when I was feeling down and a Julie's just like dunked on me?
I remember that.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for muting him.
Wait, no, you got one Bender's
I'm not
termination.
From Wikipedia
You
to
stupid-
the encyclopedia. Jesus Christ.
Ellis, did you cut it yet?
No.
Yeah.
Cut it.
No,
Cut
keep
it. Cut
it
it.
podcast.
And the podcast.
No, don't
end it.
What is your ball size?
Goodbye.
Hey,
all.
comment your dick
Your
size down
balls
below.
size.